Abraham Lincoln.
Louisiana Purchase, that's a name.
You need to really get off my balls, okay? I'm gonna kick your ass.
Also, why was Michelangelo so stinky? Ew.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 295 of the Y'all Can Hear podcast. I'll be your host today, Patrick. And joining me today are my two congratulating co-hosts.
Congratulations, you won. Congratulations, you won. Colt.
Congratulations, you won. Congratulations, you won. Wenzel.
Yeah, we're very congratulatory today because this is our regularly, almost yearly edition of the AYCH Awards. But into this year's version, we're talking about all the things that we loved in 2022, specifically talking about the movies this episode.
Yeah. So we split this up into basically three categories. There's our favorite films of 2022, and now what counts as a 2022 film is if it had its official premiere in 2022, came to the U.S. in 2022. And I say that because there's some stuff on here that came out last year but did not release until 2022.
So it is up for grabs.
It is up for grabs. And then if it got an expansive release through streaming or theaters. And that goes for the same thing. Like before, if it came to the U.S., kind of goes hand in hand. But yeah. And then honorable mentions, I only allowed 5 films, so we didn't take up too much space. And last part is favorite non-2022 films. So that's just anything that's not from 2022. It can be from 2021, or it can just be anything beforehand. It's like a first time watch, So
Nothing from 97 though. That's a rule.
Yeah, that was a forbidden year in this contest. But yeah, just basically any other movie we watched in a year that we wanted to mention.
Okay, wait a minute. I have one movie from 97, fuckers.
You gotta take it off.
Sorry.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, everybody gets 10, and it's stacked.
Yeah, we watched a lot of movies this year.
Watched a lot of movies.
Do you want to see how many movies we each watched this year? Because I think everybody broke 100 pretty easily.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Final counts.
I guess I'll go first. I watched a lot of movies here. I don't think I'll ever watch this many movies ever again. I only watched this much because I was bedridden for like 2 months, essentially. And I watched 230 movies this year, which the most I watched in 1 month, I think, was 40, 41, somewhere in there. So I was busy. I was a busy bee this year.
Yeah, Colt watched some movies. He actually started to forget, like, real personal abilities and skills.
Yeah, there was a time frame I just could not play video games, and it was really sad.
Yeah.
We had to reteach him how to play games.
Yeah, I suck at him now. Bronze 1 and every role in Overwatch.
Gold 5, baby, for support. That's me.
As for me, I managed to get to 139 movies this year. I think there's probably some shorts and smaller things in there, but I was pretty pleased. I don't know if this is my highest count, but there's definitely a point after 100 I started to slow down a little bit, but there's just a lot of really good stuff this year. I had a hard time nailing down my non-2022 flicks to cover that category, because there's a lot of really strong first-time watches for me.
Yeah, I agree. It was really fucking tough. So for me, my final movie count was 148. A lot of that, though, consisted of short films. So, like, full feature films, my count is 126. Still broke 100. And, it was, like, a lot of really good 2022 movies. Like, I have a ranked list, and it was moving it around and stuff, because there was a lot of, like, 5 stars, 4.5. And then outside of that, too, like, watched a good bit of good, like, non-2022 movies. So it was, it was difficult.
And plus, like 2022 was just like a really good year for movies. Like,
really good.
It felt like a long year for movies because I still can't believe that X came out this year. It does not feel like it came out this year.
Yeah.
Like this first half of this year or the first fourth it feels like that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was so long ago. So every time like having to make a list, I'm like, fuck, like that happened this year, you know? Like, oh.
Because I feel like I had a pretty stable list until I went back to the first year. It's like, shit, that did come out.
Yep.
Restart.
Yeah, because I was at like, 6 or 7 movies and then I fucking forgot. Like, oh shit, this came out. I have to do this again. Oh, God, yeah.
So I think there's a lot of good from this year. I will say there's still a lot from this year we probably collectively haven't seen. I know y'all two got to see a few more things than I did that are like still on my list, but like it just shows just like the embarrassment of riches that last year was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I should also explain too. We're gonna go down from 10 to 1, but now I have it on for us for what we see. To give it like some consistency of like, okay, what movies did we all 3 watch? I know there's some movies on here that I don't have highlighted that we've all seen, but they're not on the list, or sorry, they're not highlighted because everybody's list is different, which is also kind of cool. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go down the list, and whenever you come to a movie that somebody has on a different part of their list, you can say what it is, but don't say what your top 3 are. We'll save that.
Yeah. Are we everyone gonna say their 10s and then 9s?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. This is where we get into like our discussion of what our top 10 movies were, starting with the number 10 spot. Colt, if you would tell us what your number 10 is.
My number 10 is actually the big bad. I forgot to change it. Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh, he forgot to change it. Oh, okay. It's
Originally, okay, I'll tell you what happened. Originally, I made this list probably last week or so. It's not been that long, but the night before, Wenzel and I watched a bunch of movies, and one of them happened to be Banshees of Inisherin. And that kicked Glass Onion from my 10th spot. Because I really enjoyed Glass Onion, but Banshees has really upset the list because I fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was nice to see these Irish people in their normal modern day. Because it takes place in 2022. It does not.
It does not.
but it's pretty good.
Yeah, Ireland's always like shrouded in mystery. It's like what is actually happening, really?
Because it takes place during 1930?
No, 1920s.
1920s.
Yeah. So
it's fairly old, so it's kind of close to modern day.
Kind of close. Well, and plus, I would say, how would we want to approach just, I guess, discussion of spoilers? Would we want to have like spoilers open for the stuff we've all collectively seen?
I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. So basically, I should mention too. So there will be spoilers. For movies that we've collectively seen, you can expect full spoilers. For movies that maybe me or Colt, me or Pat, or vice versa, 2 people have seen, slight but not fully.
At least enough to discuss what the movie's about. Because you may not know what it is, or you at least like to hear a little bit about it to sort of entice you to possibly watch for yourself.
And then if only one person has seen this movie, then you just have to give your impressions. No spoilers or anything, and then move on.
If you want spoilers, DMs are open.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Please spoil this Oscar-nominated film for me, please.
The Banshees of Inisherin, to give you like a little idea of what it's about these 2 Irish fellas in an old village on an island that one of them just said, "I don't want to be friends with you anymore."
Yep.
And the whole movie's about this other friend like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And that's it. It's a really good movie.
It's like it's a very like kind of slice of life, but also kind of like how friendship, communication, and oh man, I said something to Colt that really got me thinking, but about it, because we both saw it. I fucking loved it. I didn't put it on my list because I'm still kind of debating, but yeah, it's literally it's I think on the synopsis it's like literally the guy says, "I just don't like you anymore." and then the entire movie is him just like, just don't fucking talk to me. And then the other guy is like, why? It's so sad.
Because I really feel bad for the guy that's like, why? Because he's just a genuinely nice person.
He's just a genuinely nice guy, and throughout the film, you kind of get to understand where they're both coming from.
Yeah.
But some stuff happens that you're like, fuck you. So
yeah.
We'll see. You'll see if you watch it.
But also, too, it's not only, like, between those two, but it also has, like, repercussions, like, for the entire little village, basically.
Yeah.
So it kind of affects everybody. Because it's such a small place, like, everybody's talking about it.
I gave it 5 stars. I fucking loved it.
Now, I guess just so people know, this is the movie starring Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. Which one is the I don't fuck with you anymore guy?
Colin's the good guy. And
Brendan Gleeson is the one who says, I don't like you anymore. Colin is the really nice, like, trying to understand why.
Which feels strange, because looking at him, you'd think he'd be the dick.
Yeah, but no, it's the other way. Yeah.
Now, is this streaming anywhere for people to watch?
HBO Max right now.
HBO Max, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of another succinct way to put it, too, because, like I said, it's slice of life, but, like, how it explores, like, you know, friendship, and then also, too, just kind of, like, loneliness. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Yeah. Relationships, you know, that, how it kind of deals with that in such a way. That's why I really, like, whenever this is done, I was like, fuck, that was so good. Like, I treasure, like, that, just nothing, like, it's nothing high stakes or anything. It's just like a simple, like, you know, quarrel between two guys in this little town, and it's just kind of exploring, you know, these two people and their personalities and their lives, and then also too the lives of the town. Yeah, I loved it.
It was a really good, beautiful movie. Like the
Beautiful.
shots are
Oh my
perfect.
god, yeah. They lived near the coast. Woo.
I mean, it was an island. It was a really small island, so nothing but coast, baby.
Yeah.
Fucking gorgeous. And there's a baby donkey. Well, it's not a baby. There's a tiny donkey.
Yeah, because I looked at the cover photo for the movie, and it's Colin Farrell with a donkey.
Yeah. Oh my god, her name's Jenny. I love Jenny.
Love little Jenny.
Love little Jenny.
Very nice.
Yeah.
This is definitely one I wanted to see. It's just wasn't able to get to it in time, but I would like to check it out. I've heard nothing but good things about
Absolutely. Go check it out. I need to watch In Bruges.
Yeah, I want to watch all of those movies that guy's made. I watched Seven Psychopaths years ago. I thought it was okay. It had what's his name? What are you talking about?
Oh wow,
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
I think he says the F word in it.
Fuck.
I can't remember.
No,
No,
he
does not say that.
I know.
That's too far.
Too far.
I know.
All right. Let's see. My number 10. Just a little spoiler. Half of my movies are animated.
That's
for
right.
my top 10.
What? Not real movies? Okay.
Hey, Guillermo del Toro said animation is real, so therefore it's ironclad.
And he's
now.
a man baby, so fuck that dude. I don't. That's not true. I love Guillermo.
How dare you talk about your father like that?
I love him. I don't mean it.
Wait, I was supposed to say that out loud.
Oh my god.
The lost heir.
I need some fucking money. Where's he at?
But yeah, my number 10 might be a surprise, but it's Dragon Ball Superhero.
Ooh.
And
good
this
choice.
is, in case you don't know, this is the newest Dragon Ball movie focusing on actually Piccolo and Gohan as they try to save the day from the next calamity. It's really refreshing to see, you know, a Dragon Ball movie that doesn't focus on Goku and Vegeta, because like they're in the movie, but they're, you know, just little ancillary scenes that come back and forth too. So just having like the supporting cast get a time to shine was, you know, really refreshing to see.
And also finally getting Piccolo to where he's not useless.
Yeah, so I should mention all three of us have seen it, so full fucking spoilers.
Full spoilers for Dragon Ball
Full
Z.
spoilers. Yeah.
Dragon Ball Superhero.
Yeah, so yeah.
So focuses on Piccolo and basically giving Piccolo and Gohan like a nice bump in power, so they feel like that. I will say, as much as I love Dragon Ball, that is a problem with like, hey, Goku and Vegeta get all the love, and everybody else seems kind of, you know, useless by comparison. But they got a really good boost, and the action is like really good. People were really I would say shitty about like, oh, it's CG anime, but I think it looks good and everything flowed really well.
It absolutely looks good. So me and Colt and Tanner have talked about this. I think me and Colt specifically have talked about how whenever we first saw it, the 3D was like, what the fuck? But then like watching it, yeah, it's like, I don't want to say you don't even notice it because you do notice it.
But it looks so good.
But it looks so fucking good.
It's very fluid.
It's its own style. And it's so fucking good.
When I first saw the first trailer for it, it was like Goku hopping in a snowy area. I thought it looked like hog shit, and I was not happy because Dragon Ball Broly, Super Broly, I fucking love that movie. Beautiful animation, fucking the best Dragon Ball movie before I saw this one. It's definitely a beautiful movie. Probably the best CG you can get from like an anime.
I mean, I know CG anime is getting better, but I feel like this is a good direction for that version of anime. And the action was good. Like when fucking Cell Matt did the fucking Shin Godzilla laser shit, that was pretty hype.
The fucking fight between Gamma and all of them, basically. Gamma fighting Piccolo, and I'm trying to think, is it Gamma
1, Gamma 2?
Yeah, but I can't remember which one fought him. Anyway, those fights with the Gammas, so good.
And like cool new characters when like, you know, Gamma and Dr. Dero Jr. or whatever his name is, they you know, turned the corner in the course of the movie. And
Bulma's ass.
Oh my god, yeah. Everybody in our theater was fucking cracking up because every time they could show Bulma's ass, they did. And then there was a whole fucking wish where she wanted to make her ass bigger. And it was just like, what?
So she asked Shinron for a BBL. Because like her gag is the reason why she looks that's how they explain why she looks so young, is that she routinely uses the Capsule Corp's like resources to go out and collect the Dragon Balls to make like kind of like minuscule wishes to keep them out of the hands of the bad guy. And then like she's just like, oh, make me like a couple years younger, oh, make my ass a little bigger. And like that's like how she helps keep the bad guys from using the wishes like for evil.
Yep. And it is pretty cool seeing Shenron too, because you know, him and Piccolo are like good friends,
connected, and plus, you know, it being Dragon Ball, it's like it's funny all the way through.
Yeah.
And like how like they use Piccolo as a babysitter for Gohan's daughter Pan. It's like, oh, thank you for doing this, Piccolo. We'll buy you another stuffed animal. It's like, I don't like these things.
Why do you keep buying them for me?
And when Piccolo has his phone, it's got like a cutesy phone case, and he holds it like he pinches it.
He pinches it because he doesn't fucking know how to hold a phone.
And I love the bit at the end of the credits where like he's kind of sitting at his little house, and upstairs he's like all the stuffed animals they given him over the year. That's a good bit. And hell, Gohan using special beam cannon at the end.
Yeah, in fucking beast form.
Beast Gohan,
he looks so sick.
Yeah.
That's probably I like Super Saiyan 4 more, but my second favorite Super Saiyan form.
It's so good. I love Orange Piccolo. He looks awesome in my opinion. I made a whole ass sticker.
Yeah,
he did.
He's fucking sick as shit.
So Dragon Ball Super was a lot of fun. It was. I think I got it toward the end of its run in our theater, or our local theater, because there's only me and like a family of Dragon Ball fans up there. They're like, yeah, I could hear them like cheering at the very top of the theater.
We saw it opening night, and that shit was packed.
Oh yeah,
it was at an AMC though, so there was a lot of people in there.
I know when I went to go see the new Broly movie, it like people were hollering.
Yeah, I bet. Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's my number 10.
What did you rate it?
Like my star rating?
Yeah.
4.5 out of 5.
I went 4.5 too. I fucking loved it.
And I would say like just knowing how many 5 stars y'all gave away this year, like I would say even like into y'all's like honorable mentions are probably some 5 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what was your number 10, Wenzel?
My number 10 was RRR.
Fucking good shit.
Yeah. Oh my.
Controversial
God.
opinion. We really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we actually liked it. It was fun. I liked it enough to give it 4 stars, which is not a low score at all.
Yeah.
But everyone in the group looks at me like I'm a damn sinner.
I mean,
This is how I look at sinners.
No, but this is audio format.
I know.
oh,
Wenzel looked at us seductively.
No, that's how I look at sinners.
He's biting his lip and
how I look at Sinners. That's how I fucking disparage you.
It's not really.
Yeah, imagine Wenzel trying to look suave, and that's kind of what he's trying to do right now.
I'm not suave. I'm disparaging. I'm judging.
That's okay.
Okay. Anyhow, talk about RRR.
Yeah, RRR was fucking awesome. I watched this back in July. I just sat down. I was watching my sister's dogs, and I was like, you know what? It's time. It's time to watch this movie. And yeah, it's a Tollywood film, and 3 hours of just It's just like it focuses on two storylines, two characters. Their names I don't remember. I don't know why I didn't think to have this ready.
They are based on real people, but it's very
it's like a historical fiction.
Yeah.
It's a very very embellished version of a real story.
Yeah.
But the main characters
Beam and Raju.
Yep.
Yeah. And it takes place in the 1920s. It's during whenever
can't believe it's taking place around the same time as Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Imagine like Banshees of Inisherin happened, and then like RR happened at the same time. It's like you just hear like in the background, like what the fuck is that noise?
Oh, that's funny because in Banshees of Inisherin, there's a war going on. So
their revolution.
it's a civil war.
Yeah, but then the same thing in here is because it's also happening while the British are still occupying India, and it follows their story. They're both two kind of like these heroes with like they're fighting for the same thing, but like they also both have like different like
different ways of achieving
different ways of achieving that, and destiny, their paths cross, and it's really awesome. I mean, you got some crazy action for like both of them when they're both introduced. The fucking
because the movie opens with Ram being part of like the Indian like soldiers for the British, and he pulls like some goddamn Dynasty Warrior shit.
Yeah,
that was because I'm trying to remember everything that happened.
Picture one man getting beaten up by hundreds of people, but he's not getting he just continues to fight.
I forgot how fucking crazy it was. Oh my god, and then at the very end of it, he still looks fucking fly as fuck. Like, come on, man.
I mean, like, honestly, like, the movie is dudes rock. It is just like two hot dudes just being real good pals with each other, just real close, talking real close to each other, just their noses touching like bros do, and they're just like just a tragedy and triumph of like all the stuff they go through.
I gotta say one thing though, this is my biggest gripe with the movie. It could have been 2 hours long if every scene wasn't in slow motion.
See, you say that, I love the slow motion.
The slow mo like didn't bother me.
It didn't bother me.
Personally, I was like at around the 40-minute mark, I was like, this is going to last forever because the slow motion was like killing me. Because every time it happened, like slow motion, I'd point it out to myself, and I don't want to, but it's so hard not to notice, and it just kept happening over and over and over again.
It's a I don't know too much about Tollywood because there's Bollywood, but then there's Tollywood, but like the same kind of like it's musical, it's action, and it's very exaggerated. And it's all kind of goes together to make this like really just crazy fucking story, and I fucking loved it. That's why all of that like silly like kind of slow motion and then like the action too. It was just badass.
It just felt like a live action anime in like many regards, and and one bit because the song that they sing during the when the two guys go to like the British ladies like ball when they're like trying to show off like to the not to because that song was nominated for it won the Golden Globe for original song. They are dancing so motherfucking hard.
They're sweating their asses off because they were moving so hard.
They were fucking dancing.
That's my favorite song in the whole movie.
It's so good.
Hard as two motherfuckers can dance, they're dancing. I'm just like Jesus fucking Christ, and they're just freak shit house dudes fighting and dancing, and like I'm just gonna say Ram Karan, who plays Raju, hi sir
That's fair, dude. Looks
Those are
good.
pretty attractive dudes.
Dude.
I mean, they're both hot, but like I'm definitely a little more in the Raju flavor. But fuck, they're just hot.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it was just, oh my god, it was so fucking good. And there was another, oh yeah, the ending music that specifically talks about them. Not the ending music, the music when like they go really fucking badass, where Raju Rama gets a bow and he looks just like the
Rom.
yeah, sick.
Very cool.
Also should say Beam's introduction was him fucking trapping a goddamn or fighting a tiger.
Yeah, and he's like holding like that scene from Spider-Man when he's trying to stop the subway. He's holding a rope around a tree to stop it from killing him.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Oh my god, so fucking good.
It's a lot of fun. I do really think it's interesting the reaction to the movie, because I know Netflix they have like a lot more like Bollywood Hollywood films out on their service now, and I love how this movie blew up in America.
Yeah,
and like it's just huge, just like darling. It came out of nowhere, and I do love how in India the movie's like, oh yeah, this is just like, you know, a pretty standard movie, or it's just like, oh, it's just a little embarrassing. It's like, but like it just the two like disparate reactions to that. How like, oh, this is like a regular movie for them, and this is just like, this is the most insane fucking thing an American has ever seen.
Yeah, and the thing, and there's like so many like similar like films that are just as insane that I need to check out. You know, it definitely made me like want to watch more, which I
mean,
it's hard. Like I looked up like a list of like best like Indian movies. They're not really easy to find if you're not in India. So it'd be nice to have them on more streaming services.
So I you know what? If there's a way that if we can get recommendations, the best Bollywood and Hollywood movies to watch, I would definitely welcome any recommendations. The only one I know that's I can probably get to is the Bollywood remake of Nightmare on Elm Street.
yeah.
There are two scenes I want to talk about that I remember every time I think of this movie. Number one, it's more of a what the fuck. At the very beginning of the movie, there is a scene where a British person comes and pretty much kidnaps this guy's daughter by buying her. And one of the mother gets out in the road and blocks a car, and he says, "Get rid of her." Dude comes up with a large log and swings for the fucking fences and smashes her head with a log, essentially. It was fucking insane.
Well, she didn't die.
She's not dead because the log shattered into a million pieces.
Well, no, she did die.
Oh.
Did she die?
Yeah, because whenever she fell over, her eyes were open. There was blood coming out of her nose and her eye.
But I thought she gave her back to her mom at the end.
No, I think she died.
Either way, she's not doing good after getting smashed.
She's got a big boo-boo.
Yeah, because I remember her eyes were open and she was still. Yeah.
No, she got better.
Fuck, what's the other scene? Oh my god, there's another scene at the end of the movie that I think about. Yes, okay. It's a slow motion scene. The only scene where I think, slow motion made this better, was when the British leader general guy was in his car and it was launched in the air.
Oh my
and he pulls out his gun and quick scopes their fucking car. It was fucking awesome.
Because like you have like the evil British the whole movie, and it's just like, oh, he's just this old fat man, and then like motherfucker just like an anime, the old bad guy actually is kind of a badass.
Yeah, but like that's something also too I really love about this film. It's just making the British look like absolute fucking shitheads, and I love that because goddamn. They are.
It's like, hey, maybe colonialism is bad.
Yeah, because like the entire time, you know, that British guy, the governor, and the entire time, like every time when they're about to kill an Indian or any, you know, they're gonna kill somebody, he tells them not to waste the bullet. It's like, that's the entire fucking thing until finally at the end he gets what he deserves. And but let me tell you, they didn't face. They did waste a bullet, but it went right into his fucking head.
Yeah,
it was sick. Also, too, I wanted to look up too to make sure, because I've been saying Tollywood, what the difference is between Tollywood and Bollywood, and it's a language difference. They're Tollywood is South Indian, and their movies are predominantly in Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, and Malayalam. Sorry if I mispronounced that. And then Bollywood is in Hindi, but Punjabi, Haryanvi, and Bahari are also languages used. So that's the difference.
Just the language is used. Got you.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, and it's like, South Indian is space, and it's in a specific place. But yeah, that's a little fun fact.
Nice.
Yeah, RRR was fucking awesome.
It's fun time.
It's on my list, but we'll get to that after a while. We'll move on to number 9s.
Yeah. Again, and sorry if I'm seeming kind of spotty on talking about it. It was July when I watched it, and now it's January. So, but yeah,
I was able to watch it more recently because I had COVID toward the middle of December. So like I had nothing but free time. So I finally let's knock out this 3-hour bitch.
Yeah, but I am dead set on it being my number 10.
It's a good time.
All right, what's
number 9?
Number 9.
My number 9, something is in the way. It's nothing. It's Batman. The Batman is my number 9 for the year. Fucking loved it. I don't want to say it's my favorite Batman movie, but it is up there very easily. Robert Pattinson. It's probably my favorite Batman right now because I thought he went hard as shit in this movie.
But your favorite Batman movie is Batman vs Superman, right?
Uh-oh.
Dawn of Justice?
Uh-oh.
Are we not on the same? That's mine.
Yeah, everybody knows Colt's favorite Batman is Lego Batman, just like me.
Yeah, it's that one.
Okay, well, Lego Batman's probably actually good.
I haven't seen it.
Anyway, Batman.
I could have sworn we saw that together. Anyhow.
No. We were there in your mind.
No, we did not see that together, Pat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was trying to make a good memory.
I think you watched that before we even met.
Yeah.
It was a prediction of the future.
If we didn't watch it.
It's called foreshadowing, Colt.
For what? We didn't watch it, so you're not foreshadowing.
Whatever. You don't understand literary themes. Go on, Colt.
Fucking brought the Nirvana back into my fucking brain with the something in the way, not something in my ass. That's
That's a TikTok bit.
Yeah, I can't stop saying
Something in my ass.
Ooh. Very good movie. I fucking loved it. I think Paul Dano is a freak, and he always plays freaks. I don't know what's up. He loves to play those freaky freaks.
Yeah, he's a very strange little fella.
Yeah. How should we approach this though? Because we have a whole episode about the Batman.
Yeah, they've
We
go
don't
back
have
and
to
listen.
talk much about
Yeah,
it.
we've all seen the Batman. We watched together actually.
We talked at length about it on our non-canon file.
The Batman for me is on my honorable mentions. Where is it for you, Pat?
It is on my top 10. It is a little further up the list.
We'll get to it.
No, we can say
No!
It's not in the top 3, fucker.
It is
5th. It's 5th.
5th place.
Yeah, it's in 5th. Okay.
So that's when the live action movies come in.
Yeah. Okay.
10 through 6, spoiler, are all animated films for me.
Yeah. But yeah, it was great. Robert Pattinson is. I don't know. He was
You like the Clooney Batman more?
No, I'm fucking thinking about what's his fucking name?
Who?
The Batman for Christopher Nolan movies.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. Don't look at me like
How do you forget Christian Bale?
You forgot Christopher Walken's fucking name.
I think y'all just having a problem with Chris's today.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Robert Pattinson was such a fun Batman, so I couldn't tell you if he is my favorite, but it was really fucking good.
Also, I loved how they made the Batmobile scary.
Yeah.
They did.
The car chase scene, fucking insane.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. The horror aspects of this, though, like not horror, but
It was some horror.
it was good. It was so fucking
It's
good.
a nice spooky imagery, like the bit where it's a dark hallway and Batman comes out of it. It's like, oh, that's spooky.
Yeah, and the scene where Batman eats shit from gliding off the top of the building. That was funny.
That was a good bit. I'm glad. It's nice to see a hero fuck up every once in a while.
Yeah. Oh man.
And also, that means you have two top 10 movies with Colin Farrell in it.
That's true.
Yes, I do. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I'd be interested if there's any other common actors in our individual list.
I guess we'll see.
All right. Want to move on to the next one?
Patrick.
All right, my number 9 is definitely a movie that didn't get a lot of buzz, but when it came out on Netflix, I was like, you know what? Let's check this out. It was recommended to me to a friend, and it's like, I really liked it. It's The Bad Guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, I know it may seem, for some reason, it may just be like, oh, this is a nice animated movie, but I really enjoyed it. It's kind of like Ocean's 11-y, but it's about all these different animals that are usually kind of vilified in other media, because the team consists of a wolf, a spider, a piranha, a shark, and a snake. And basically they all are like, like very like classy, schmoozy thieves, and over the course of the movie it's like them getting caught and sort of figuring out, I mean, that's not a spoiler, that's kind of implied, kind of like figuring out what they want to do next. And it's just a really entertaining movie, and Sam Rockwell plays the wolf in the movie, and he's really good at just like a really schmoozy George Clooney kind of like type of guy, and he does a really good job at it. And like their banter is all really funny. It's a really solid movie that I think just got kind of buried in the dump months.
Yeah, I really want to see it. I just haven't
gotten around to it. Yeah, it's definitely on there. That's what I hear that.
Look at DreamWorks, beginning and ending the year with like 2 really good movies.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they can keep it up in the coming years.
I mean, get them back to being able to be competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely a lot of stuff that they do really well, and Disney makes good things, of course, but like it's we don't want a monopoly here, so it's nice to see, hey, other people can make fun and engaging media too.
Yeah.
So I really recommend seeing Bad Guys. It's on Netflix. Everybody's using someone's channel. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Not for long.
Watch it quick.
Oh yeah, they're gonna fucking okay. My number 9 is The Northman. Yeah, saw this back in whenever it came out.
April.
Yeah, April.
It was the spring.
Yeah, me and Colt watched it. Yeah, and fucking great. It's David Eggers, another one of his films. It follows a Viking, kind of similar to if you read Vinland Saga about father being killed and then getting revenge, and it's partly like in a way kind of historical, but also too there's like some magical mysticism to it as well.
Magical realism. I mean, I would say
magical realism. Yes,
there's not fire bolts and thunder, but like it's definitely like a heightened realism.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous fucking movie. It takes place mostly in Iceland, I want to say, or Greenland. No,
it's a Viking area, so one of those.
Yeah, and our main character is played by fucking Skarsgård.
Alexander Skarsgård.
Alexander Skarsgård. Yeah, dude is ripped.
Yeah.
Dude looks so fucking good.
He's ripped as fuck.
He looks
in
like
this movie.
an absolute fucking monster. There's a berserker scene in the very beginning where wait, have you seen Northman, Pat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, full spoilers. Yeah, I should say that.
Full
too.
spoilers for the Northman.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so there's the berserker chant where there's just an old fucker chanting, and then all the berserkers are getting hyped up before the morning where they attack a Russian village, and man, it is fucking brutal.
It's so good. I mean, it was shown in the trailers with the spear throwing.
Yeah.
Like, it's thrown at him, he catches it midair, and he spins and throws it right back.
Yep.
God damn, this movie was so good. I'm a Viking fanboy. I love Viking stuff. I don't condone what they do. I think they're bad. I think it's bad what they did. I do, genuinely. But do I have to say that? Do I? I did it. Anyway.
I didn't know you were actually asking me.
No.
It's like we don't condone the actions of Vikings,
No.
but they are pretty badass.
No, it's fun to like. It's like this is some crazy fucking.
I was just like, we have to like preface stuff up, just like actually, Vikings, they hurt a lot of people, and we don't think hurting people is okay. So just to let you know, I was like the fact that we have to fucking even joke about saying that.
I really loved this movie.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Anya Taylor-Joy's in it. She was fucking great.
Really good. Everyone here was fantastic. Even Willem Dafoe, his little freaky ass.
Wow, Willem Dafoe farts. Yeah.
Yeah, he farted. Ethan Hawke, so good.
Ethan Hawke's a bastard.
He's short he's not long in this movie. He's very tiny, but he's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just a fucking crazy to watch this guy journey of fucking just anger and masculinity and testosterone, fucking trying to get his father's killers, and like the time that he's there. So what he does is he disguises himself to get him as a slave to get sent to this guy, and over the course of like several nights he plagues him basically. And it's just absolutely crazy, especially the imagery too, where he dismembers guys and then sets them up as like fucking
There's like a horse, like an effigy on top of the the roof.
It's absolutely crazy. And again, the action, like it's fucking like it just never lets up. Well, it does let up. Sorry, there's like some moments where there's not action, but like it just goes hard all the way until the very end with the final.
He kills the fucker.
Yeah, with the final battle where they kill each other. It was so crazy good.
It's the hardest final fight this last year, in my opinion. Just two naked men fighting in a volcanic area.
Yeah,
as they cut each other's heads off.
Just bare ass, bare dick and balls, just scooping up lava and throwing each other's faces.
And it's so crazy too because he's Alexander Skarsgård. And I think, man, dude's fucking jacked and he's strong. But then like there's other bigger dudes. I'm like, fuck.
Where are they finding these giant?
I mean, hell, the Mountain was in it.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
that's right. He was.
He was.
He crushed a kid's head.
He almost. Well,
He
yeah.
didn't crush a kid's head.
But he crushed several dudes' heads.
He crushed some dudes.
He uses his signature move.
Yeah, and but then Alexander gets him back.
Yeah.
So it's pretty fucking crazy. Oh my gosh, especially like the scene with the sword that he gets.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it's called, but like it has to be like open. It can only be opened at night.
Yeah.
So it can feed. And there's even a part in there too where, because at a certain point it goes from being like magical realism to just realism, but like whenever the guys tried to unsheath it, they couldn't unsheath it. It's so, because there's still some hints of that in there. Also too, like with the reveal of how he really came to be. Our main character, I think his name's Amleth, which really like, it was really shocking and sad. I like how it explores generational or familial tragedy and trauma. It's just it's brutal.
Oh god, I forgot about that bit with Nicole Kidman in the movie.
Yeah, it was crazy. So like Nicole Kidman plays his mother, and from the very beginning we see that she gets kidnapped by his uncle, is the one who kills his father, and you're thinking like, oh shit, like, you know, you're with him the entire time. Revenge. Come to find out that no, like it was actually he was saving her. They had planned together to kill her husband because she had been a slave at one point, and then he married her, you know, forced her to have his kid and everything. And so like she wanted him to kill her husband and her first son, and she reveals that to him after having killed her other son and wanting to kill, you know, basically her husband now, his uncle. But it's just this whole fucking thing of her also trying to seduce him, her own son, because
whether or not she like actually wants to fuck her son, or like she's just like manipulating him, like she shocked him already with just like, hey, I conspired to make your dad dead, and then also, while you're so shook right now, I'm going to try to put the boobs on you so I can kill you.
Yeah, she was being very manipulative.
Yeah.
She's not a good person.
no,
And I can't believe they let Nicole Kidman be the spokeswoman for AMC.
Yeah.
This is the kind of character
this is
you
fucked
want.
up.
Also, when's the sequel coming out? I want to know.
Yeah,
Not
I
Northman,
thought we were going to get the sequel to that.
the sequel to the AMC ad.
Yeah, I don't know when, but yeah. Does anybody have any other thoughts on that?
It's in my list later.
I mean, yeah, but we can talk about it now.
No, I want to save my thoughts for later.
Northman is a solid movie. It didn't hit my honorables or my top 10, but it's still a movie that I think it's well worth seeking out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ready for number 8?
Yep.
My number 8 is All Quiet on the Western Front, the remake of the remake.
Of the remake.
I think they made this movie a few times.
This is the third one.
This
I
is the
think.
third one.
Yeah, it's really fucking good. It takes place during World War I. It's from the viewpoint of a little German boy.
A young German soldier.
Well, no, he's not a little boy.
It's not Come and See.
He's like 17, 16 years
Yeah.
old when he's signs up for the war. He had to forge a signature to go to the war. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it's so fucking good. This is it's the best World War One movie. It's really hard to say actually because 1917 fucks. They're really close together.
A top 3 of World War One movies.
Yeah, it's really fucking good. It's very hard. It's like, who would have thought, man? World War One was rough.
Hey, this is news to me.
I think that if you are a fan of any like war movie, you have to watch this one. I haven't seen the last two, All Quiet on the Western Front, even though I heard they're decent. This is good.
They're decent.
They're fine.
The first one is considered like one of the greatest films of all time.
I haven't seen it.
Oh.
Well, do I have to see the other cardinal directions in order to watch this one? Northern Front, Southern Front, Eastern Front.
Shut the fuck up. There's no such thing.
Excuse me.
There is the Eastern Front. There's Pat. I am tired of your tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery keeps this fucking boat afloat, Mr. Man.
I highly recommend this movie to anyone.
And this is on Netflix?
Netflix.
Yeah. I haven't seen it. I want to see it. I also want to see the other two because, like Colt, all I've been hearing is good fucking things about this. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And was this in theaters or did it go straight to Netflix?
I think it was straight to Netflix.
Straight to Netflix, which is crazy because when I first heard about this, I was like, I did not know they were making a remake, but like it was so fucking hyped up. I was like, fuck. So yeah, it's on my watch list.
All right, nice. My number 8 is another Netflix original exclusive is Wendell and Wild, which is it's a stop motion animated film directed by Henry Selick, who's the man who directed Nightmare Before Christmas. And this is a movie that was like, it's really sort of shocking how little publicity this movie got. Like, Henry Selick, directed one of the most famous, stop motion movies ever, Nightmare Before Christmas, and like Netflix said 2 words about this movie.
Yeah, that's the fucking worst. Because like it's not just Netflix. All these fucking streaming services are not respecting animation.
Yeah,
it's so fucking painful.
It was so funny because GDT said that thing about animation.
Yeah,
it was because somebody, I don't know who fucking did this, or I can't remember, but they retweeted that like with they were trying to own GDT with because they were like they took that and then they quote retweet it and saying like, oh, but Netflix is canceled how many of their animated shows, trying to got you GDT because you made an animated movie for Netflix. Like that's not a you're
actually proving a very different point.
You're not getting him because he agrees with you. It's just that Netflix motherfucker, okay.
When people accidentally make a good point, but they think they're trying to,
you're not
own somebody.
Like you're on the same side, fuckface.
It's like yes, it's like the clip from Mean Girls. Like yes, we agree.
Yeah. But anyway, this has gotten such bad publicity, but the people I do know have seen it love it.
Yeah, it was a great time. It's about a young black girl whose parents perish, and then she's sent to like a reformatory school after years of just troubled life, and her coming into contact with these 2 demons, played by Key and Peele.
Yeah.
and it's just her dealing with all the weird supernatural fallout that happens from getting involved with these demons, and it's such just a visually rich movie. Like there's just so much to see, and I love all the characters and all the little things they get up to. It's just very unapologetically alternative in its direction and its looks and obviously being very pointed in the main characters for the movie because Tim Burton has come under fire. While he's known to be a goth icon for a lot of people, he very infamous said that black people don't fit his aesthetic. So them choosing to make this movie with this explicitly black and POC characters, it's kind of like a big hey, fuck you, because you can still make these types of movies with
that aesthetic,
and with these people, and it's just such a really fun movie, and it's just I will say my only criticism, not all the plot points completely are seamless, but to me that's sort of secondary to just how much fun the movie is, and it's a pretty quick watch. It's less than 2 hours, and it's on Netflix, and about anybody can watch it. And it just quickly shot at my ranking. It's one of the movies I watched toward the end of the year recently, and I had a great time with it. And I really recommend people searching out this movie because it was tragically under represented in its promotion. But I think word of mouth is really getting the movie around, and I would really encourage anyone who enjoys animations or just good movies to check it out.
Hell yeah, absolutely. My number 8 is Marcel the Shell with the shoes on.
Ooh, he plays basketball.
Yeah.
So it's like Air Bud, right?
No.
I wish.
You wish.
Because I think it'd be pretty cool watching little Shell playing basketball.
I mean, sure, but we see that little Shell do a lot of stuff.
He does a lot of stuff.
You don't think Marcel can sink a basket from half court?
No, I don't.
Nah,
They're
he's too tiny.
too tiny, also too very fragile.
Yeah, he is
You
very
need to be
fragile.
careful with these little shells.
Please be careful.
Anyway, this is based off of a old YouTube style kind of like series where you follow a little shell
With shoes on.
With shoes on, and for this, it's done in the way of kind of like a documentary, where the director himself plays the documentarian, documentary, whatever. Marcel, because Marcel has lost their family, and Marcel is trying to look for their family, voiced by Jenny Slate. Fantastic voice work. Yeah, it was. Me and Colt have seen this, but Pat, you haven't. So obviously not full, spoilers. But it was a very heartwarming film.
Very heartwarming, very emotional.
Very
film.
emotional, like with family and community, and it was funny too. Marcel's a funny little fucker.
Yeah.
It was so funny, especially like with the dog. Like he has to go.
Yeah.
It was really good. Yeah, we had a blast. There was a point in the movie though where like I got very teary eyed personally. It was very good. I don't know where it's at, but it's if you can watch it because it's a very quick watch. It's like an hour and 30.
I feel like by this point it has to be streaming somewhere.
Yeah.
But I remember Yard House. We went out to see Everything Everywhere All at Once, and this was one of the trailers that played before it. And I feel like Eli and JoJo said after the movie, like that trailer had me tearing up.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a really sweet movie, and I think that'll be a really fun one to watch when I'm able to get a hold of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right.
The next movie, what number are we?
7.
Number 7. My number 7 is Babylon.
Babylon.
It's not a small lawn for babies. It's Babylon. It's really, really fucking... This was a sleeper hit, I would have to say, because a lot of people did not go and see it. And that sucks, because I really enjoyed it. Fuck, man.
It's also my 7th as well.
Because once you start this movie, it just goes off the rails immediately. I don't want to say what happens.
We
at the very
can't
beginning.
say what
I just
happens.
want it to just happen to you as you're watching it.
Just let it happen to you as you're watching it. Me and Colt watched this in theaters. Pretty packed theater too.
Oh yeah, there was
a lot of people were there for a 3-hour film.
A lot of 3-hour movies this year, I noticed.
Yes,
yeah,
there are.
but they're fucking good. 3 hours and 12 minutes or 20.
I think it's the longest 3-hour movie this year.
Yeah.
Is it the longest movie this year?
It's one of them.
It's one of them. But I mean, it goes hard. Directed by same guy who directs La La Land, Whiplash. Just an absolute fucking ride from start to finish.
Yeah, like Brad Pitt is fantastic. Margot Robbie
Robbie's
fantastic.
fantastic.
What is the guy that plays the main character?
Manny, I gotta look at that.
He was really fucking good in this.
Why can't I fucking... Okay.
And then Tobey Maguire, oh my god.
Diego Calva.
He's really good.
Diego Calva is really good. Tobey Maguire doesn't appear till later in the fucking movie. Dude's a freak.
He is a demon from hell.
There is a section in there that's so just fucking nasty. Well, sorry, there's a lot of nasty shit in this movie, but there's a specific section that's just like LA Underground. That's just fuck. It's so fucking funny.
It's really good.
It's so good. Had a blast. Oh my gosh.
There's a nice little love letter to Hollywood at the end.
It's yeah. So we're starting off from early 1920s. So we're just in the silent film era. It's kind of going from there, kind of exploring like the start of it, and then going from there all the way into the talkies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a very interesting look at early Hollywood and how film has evolved. I'll say that. It's really fucking good. Especially the last like 30 minutes. There's a specific sequence at the very end that I was completely surprised about. That was just like, whoa. Okay. And it was really cool. I actually have a little review for it on my Letterboxd if you want to check that out. But definitely watch the movie first if you have the time.
No, this one's still probably theater exclusive right now, correct?
Yes. I'd imagine so.
Yeah. Because I know our local theater, at least in town, it just recently got it. And it's been a few weeks since it's had, like, I guess it's more, soft release, I suppose. Because it came out, at the end of December?
Middle.
It was middle. It's Christmas.
Okay.
It was around Christmas time.
Oh, yeah, it was 20-something.
Yeah. Also to give you a better idea too of how the movie follows, you follow the three characters. It's Diego Calva's character Manny, Margot Robbie's character, I don't remember her name, Nellie, and then you follow Brad Pitt's character Jack, and Brad Pitt's is like the older, like already established Hollywood star. Margot Robbie is up and coming actress, and then Manny is like basically like
a director / assistant,
up and coming executive, basically somebody who handles the stuff behind the scenes, like directing, assistants and setting stuff up, getting stuff moving, and it's really it was pretty fascinating to watch it. Like it was just a really cool movie, and it's severely underrated, I think.
There's one scene in the movie that is funny as shit. It's whenever movies started turning into talkies, and I find that funny as fuck.
Oh my god. Okay, the moment when they started doing talking films, so when they have to do audio stuff, it is so fucking funny.
I don't want to spoil it.
I don't want to spoil
it,
good. But literally, I think everybody in the theater was fucking cackling. It was so funny. Yeah, definitely go check it out.
Nice.
This was a $5.
This was a $5.
Okay. For me, a little bit of a last-minute change happening right now.
Fair enough.
Because, last-minute change happened earlier in this portion of the show. I'm actually switching my 6 and my 7 real quick. I'm gonna make my next movie Turning Red.
Okay.
I watched this at the very beginning of the year when it was released on Disney Plus, and I watched it recently. And I was like, "Wow, this is a really fucking fun movie, really sweet, heartwarming." It's about a young Canadian Asian girl who lives with her mother and father at a local temple in town, and it's just like her dealing with like the expectations of her mother. And trying to have her own burgeoning independence as a young teen, and it's when she discovers that she has this ability to turn into a red panda, and all sort of spirals out from there in like hilarious and heartwarming ways. And I just really love this movie. And I know like Disney, whatever, but to me it's really fun, really heartfelt, touches on some stuff that I'm glad that we're seeing more people get a chance to talk about, like generational trauma. I know for some people that might be like, that's not a new thing, or like it's a new thing that's got old really quickly. Your mileage may vary on that, but I think it's a really good point for young people to be able to have to confront, like, hey, I know you're my parents and you did a lot for me, but you're still capable of making mistakes, and those mistakes affect me, and plus dealing with puberty and specifically periods, and how just open and honest they are about what that's like, and they're not just like, ew, gross, nasty. It's like, hey, this happens to people. There's nothing to try to shy away from, and for them to address that so directly in a movie is a really good thing. And plus, I just love the aesthetic. It's just really soft, '90s color palette. And a lot of great references to anime, especially like Magical Girl series. It's a really cute movie. Points knocked off for not acknowledging 9/11, of course.
Damn, you took that from me, fucker.
Which is a bit that we had early in the year about how
The guy was like, "They doesn't talk about 9/11, so it's not a real movie."
Yeah.
I'm just like, it takes place in Canada. Like, I mean,
Why weren't they talking about 9/11?
Why would they talk about 9/11?
it's like it's completely irrelevant.
The Rock eyebrow raise.
Oh, also points knocked off. Talking about periods, gross,
Points knocked off. Women.
gross.
But
it was a good movie.
Yeah, Colt, you've seen it too, right?
Yeah, it was a really fun movie.
Turning Red is really cute, really good. Check it out. Disney Plus, pretty easy to get a hold of. Shame that it didn't get its day in theater, because I think this really would have done well in those.
It was in theaters,
or not very long.
Yeah.
It would not very publicized either. But
Yeah.
I would say it's well worth seeking out.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm green.
All right, let's move on. This is gonna be 6.
Number 6.
What? I thought you didn't say yours.
I don't have to. It's Babylon.
Oh, okay.
They're both Babylon.
Okay.
Why would I talk about Babylon again?
Fuck you! Kiss my ass. My number 6 is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Another one that snuck in because the same day we watched Babylon, we watched Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots. Very good movie. Holy
Puss in
shit!
Boots.
I think this is like the best Shrek movie, easily, hands down. Fantastic movie. Puss, Chihuahua, other cat I can't remember the name.
Kitty Softpaws.
Kitty Softpaws. Everyone was so good. The main villain of this movie is so
of the multiple villains.
of the multiple villain, but he's Jack. Is his name right?
Jack Horner.
Jack Horner. That dude's ugly as shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because he's supposed to be, because he's based off the nursery rhyme of Little Jack Horner, who suck his thumb in a pie and pulled out a plum.
Yeah.
What a good boy and I. And he still has a baby face, just giant grown
Just-
man
yeah.
body.
He was kind of similar to fucking Wilson Fisk from Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
And the different crisscrossing stories you have, Puss's story, and then you have the bad guys. We have Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You had Jack Horner and all the competing plot lines, and the opening bit with Puss is he hijacks someone's mansion, throws a wild ass party, and then he gets run out, and then has to save the day from a fucking giant. And that giant sequence, I'm sure everyone's seen it by now on Twitter or somewhere. It is so fucking cool.
It was so cool.
Especially seeing it in theaters. Oh my god.
Yeah.
If you have a chance, it should still be in theaters. Go watch that in theaters.
Go watch it in
it's
theaters.
so good on that
It's
big screen.
so fucking good. Oh my god. It's one of the best animated films of 2022.
Yes, easily fucking peak animation right here.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that a Shrek movie that coming out in 2023 would be this is actually a top movie, for real.
Now, you're maybe thinking, all three of us have watched Puss in Boots. And now, currently where it's on the list, Pat and Colt have it as their number 6. But I don't. So I will have to talk about it later.
Okay.
But, obviously, I fucking loved it. I'll say that. But just keep in mind, full spoilers, because we have all three seen it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, you've probably seen this character by now, but that motherfucking wolf is so
fucking
goddamn
wolf.
cool.
Yeah, he
From the
is.
first time I saw him in the trailer, I was like, damn, that wolf looks very the eyes. It's the eyes, but
It's blood red eyes.
but he looks so prolific. I was like, oh, that's just the big bad wolf. And kind of, but we find out his role, and it is batshit.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cool. DreamWorks really, I've seen this everywhere, but DreamWorks really just dropped one of the coldest fucking villains in animation, and it's so good.
And it's so jarring to see how menacing and cool this character is to come from the Shrekiverse, the lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And when Puss has his initial confrontation with the wolf, and you're just oh wait, whoa, fuck, what's happening here? Because Puss in Boots bleeds after he's I've never been touched by a blade, and blood trickles down his head.
Yep.
You're just oh shit, this is a different kind of movie that's going to be happening.
Yeah,
And then as soon as he gets cut, he like hair sticks up and he runs away like a scared cat.
His hair starts sticking up. He starts breathing really heavy, and it's just immediately like flight, not fight. Flight response sets in.
Like he is scared shitless of
Like
this
the terror the fear and terror that's depicted in this is so real. It is.
It's like they got a real cat.
It's like they morphed a real man and a real cat together.
Yeah.
They had a real The Fly situation recording where they put a cat and Antonio Banderas into a chamber, fused them together, and that's what happened.
Exactly.
God.
That is exactly what happened, and it's so good. I'll talk more about it later.
We're talking spoilers, right?
Yeah, we're talking spoilers.
Like death is. Oh well, the wolf is death. I don't know if we said that.
We did not say that. Thank you.
Well, it's a spoiler.
I was gonna save it for later, but yeah.
But death in this movie is so fucking good. He reveals to Puss that he's been there at every single death that he's had. And in the first part of the movie, whenever he's fighting the giant, if you look in the crowd of people. When he's fighting the giant, you can actually see death in a dark alley with glowing red eyes. It's pretty cool. It's hard to get without like pausing it or something like that. But death is there at his last death.
Yeah. So yeah, the wolf is death. That was kind of the big thing that was like revealed to us. That's what I was hinting at. He's not the big bad wolf. He's death. But the reason why he appears as the big bad wolf, we can assume, is because he's Puss in Boots' opposite. Basically,
a cat and dog.
Yeah. And it is crazy introduction because, like Pat said, he makes Puss in Boots bleed, but when he first is introduced, he just appears like there's a whistle, and then he's there, and it's just like, whoa, what the fuck? And this is after Puss had already used his 8th life, so. He was down to his last one, and so of course he appears, and a fight ensues, and it is so fucking good. And then later we're shown that like, okay, because it isn't until like I want to say halfway through the movie where he reveals that he's death, and he says this really good line of like, he's like, not metaphorically, not figuratively, not poetically, I'm death straight up.
Yeah, it goes hard as
It
fuck.
goes so fucking hard, and he shows too. He has these cool sickles that he can turn into like fist-like weapons, turn into a staff. But he shows he has every single life that Puss has wasted on his fucking sickle, and it is just a stellar fucking voice work and animation.
There
for
is
this
a
character.
very awesome scene at the end of the movie where he's fighting Puss, and when he's fighting him, he's swinging his scythe blades at him, and in the reflection of the blades, you can see himself. So he's technically seeing death because the fight was so close that Puss could have killed him. It was really good.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. Yeah, a lot of crazy imagery with death. It was cool.
And just like the really cool transition between like DreamWorks, CG to Spider-Verse, essentially, because it has that shift whenever there's like a big action. And there's a lot of really good action in Puss in Boots, which is like again, who would have ever expected this from a Puss in Boots movie in 2022? But it's really hard to not sing its praises more.
Yeah. The
Definitely,
Chihuahua, man.
Definitely, if it's still out in theaters where you live, please go check that out. If you've seen it already, you already know.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take a break before we get into our top 5, so we will be right back with you. Welcome back, everyone. This is the AYCH 2022 Best Movies Awards. If you would continue on with the rest of your list.
Is nope.
Okay, if you didn't want to say it, then we can just go to the fifth.
All right, go on right on.
No, my number 6 is Jordan Peele's Nope. Fucking just amazing. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. No, it was God. Everybody was great in it. Kaluuya. God damn it, what's her name?
What is our name?
What is her name?
Keke Palmer.
Kiki Palmer.
was fucking great, and then the guy who plays Angel,
Brandon Pereira.
yeah, which I watched a thing about him about his audition, and like it was pretty touching because like he basically like did that, and like they apparently Jordan Peele had to rewrite part of the story and script because he liked him so much.
Because he was supposed to die in the movie, right?
Yeah, but he liked his audition so much and he told him, he's like, so actually, what we're gonna do is I actually had to rewrite part of the story for you so that we can how we're gonna include your character, and like it didn't click with him. He was like, oh shit, like he got the part.
Yeah.
It was so nice. Yeah, this movie was great. I mean, it deals with a more kind of fringe kind of topic, which is aliens and alien abductions, UFOs specifically, and that kind of UFO culture. It was really cool and did something that a lot of people didn't expect that was completely unique for a UFO type of film. It was also really fucking funny too, and it was so it was very genuine. Like it was so good.
There's a lot of great imagery and like just memorable scenes from the movie. Like obviously there's one big one I kind of want to wait till the end, but just like all the different just understated moments with Daniel Kaluuya throughout the whole movie.
Yeah,
especially when there's like that shadow moment when there's something over his head and you just see how his eyes just penetrate the darkness, and he's just slowly goes over.
All of the horror moments were executed so well. Like you said, like with the quick shots we get of the UFO as it fucking moves, like you it's the quick camera panning, like you just see something go over the fucking mountain. So cool.
And even the big fucking scene where it swallows everyone, and it's like nothing but screams, and it looks like they're moving through organs.
Yeah. Spoilers, by the way.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah.
You know it. You're already halfway through.
I'm just making sure because we've all seen it. So yeah, the UFO is actually a living thing. It's not a
spacecraft.
Vehicle. It's not a spacecraft. It's an actual creature, and that makes it really interesting. And that's what it when it abducts people, it's eating them, and it's terrifying. And I also watched a little thing about how they filmed that too. It's pretty simple, but so fucking good. So basically they had this like kind of like tube, like you would use for like it's like one of those soft ones like you have for
ventilation. Kind
of, or like you would have like animals run through,
Oh, okay,
like,
yeah.
I was about to say, cause like, is it like the little cat tube people? Like,
yes, it's like a cat tube, and they had people in there, and they just had blood and fake blood and all that stuff in there. It's really and it's sitting on a table, and they're running it through. It's really cool. It's fucking crazy, like how terrifying it is, and also too Gordy going ape shit.
Ape shit.
The monkey.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. Like, and then a lot, there's a lot of stuff dealing with like animals in Hollywood, but also just again another film that actually that talks about Hollywood a little bit.
Now that I think about it, it's so much funnier. Well, it's not really funny. It's funny that Logan Paul didn't understand the Gordy sequence of the movie.
Yeah.
Now that we know all the shit about him, I don't know, abandoning a pig.
Yeah.
Let's see, man.
It kind of like. Yeah,
I'm just saying, if you didn't understand the Gordy stuff or why it was in there, think a little harder. That's all I gotta say.
Like, I mean, really though, because like I know where people are. I get that where they still think about like, okay, what's up with the shoe? Like why is the shoe standing there? Like what is it? What does it have to do? And like it's just a simple thing of like a bad miracle. Because that was something that was like stated in the film where Kaluuya's character asked, "What's a bad miracle?" And that's kind of the theme of like, well, this is a miracle, but it's bad. Like a shoe standing up by itself, everybody's being fucking massacred by a chimpanzee, kind of a miracle. And then now there's a UFO that could potentially either be killing people or they could get them, rich quick with actual footage. But also it's killing people and it's eating people and, bad miracle. Or just the wild shit that happens, So yeah, it's crazy fucking movie.
Yes.
That's oh man, so good. Yeah, and Steven Yeun, I should mention him too.
Yeah.
I love his fucking jacket in that movie.
Yeah, It is so good.
Just like rhinestone, like saucer on his back with a little alien. Just like I wanted to buy that jacket.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of. Oh man, I love too how it's divided up the sequences after the names. After the it's mostly horses, but then also there's the Gordy sequence. Yeah, I like how that's divided up. I think that's really fun. Oh man.
God, just the scene at the very beginning of the movie where it starts raining like pocket stuff, like from
Yeah,
the pocket, just coins and stuff that are penetrating stuff.
Yeah, that was really terrifying about how all these metal objects are just falling out because the UFO when it's eating, it doesn't eat metal, so it just spits them out.
It can't eat like organic or inorganic objects.
And I guess we should mention probably the most terrifying scene.
That's the one I was like, we'll get to that in a sec. At least if I'm thinking the same one that you are.
Blood Rain?
Yes.
Yeah, so the UFO just ate all the people at the fucking park, and it's floating over our main character's house.
To the song "I Wear My Sunglasses."
Which there's the remix for that that's available on Spotify. It's so good.
It's so good.
So good. And it's eating those people, and as it's eating them, it's crushing them, and as it's doing that, it's raining over their house, but it's just raining blood, and the whole fucking house gets soaked in blood. All of their objects that were in their pockets start falling out onto the house. It is a crazy, brutal fucking scene.
And just the scale of this scene, you just see this extreme perspective of like from the ground to the sky, the house, the giant chasm that is the orifice for feeding for the UFO, and then you see the scale of the UFO itself. It's completely shadows the house, and you just see this circular
drain
deluge of blood all over this house. And because like Kiki Palmer character and Brandon Pereira character are in the house, and Daniel Kaluuya is just stock still in his van and just like watching this insane image in front of him.
It's crazy. Like I think Pat said this, or crazy imagery in this fucking movie. I love it.
And then when the UFO like fully reveals itself at the end, like, and when it's just like fed up and like it's in attack mode.
Yeah, it's full on angel.
Like
very
Evangelion style type
I
shit.
completely forgot. We actually reviewed Nope.
Oh shit, we did
For an episode. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we don't have to
damn.
go too much.
We don't have to go too. I'm sorry, I didn't think about that. You watched it though.
Yeah. So Nope is it's a little further up my list. We'll get to that here shortly, but it's easily like one of the best movies this year, like without question.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. That's it for me. Now we're into top 5.
My number 5 is a movie also watched recently-ish. It is The Whale, directed by
Darren Aronofsky.
Darren Aronofsky, also known as director of Ass to Ass and Ripping a Baby Apart.
This one's got a little sweetness to it.
But this movie actually destroyed me. Yes.
Yeah. Woo!
I cried the entire time I was watching this movie. It was so fucking sad and so much pain. If you want to know, I'm not going to say any details about it, but it's about a very, very overweight, obese man that is refusing to go to the hospital, and his family and friend try to get him to get help, and he's just clearly struggling with something.
And yeah, so he's also a professor. He teaches online classes. He's a literature professor, and it's really sad. And so because like his friend is trying to get him to help, but he doesn't want help, and like Colt said, he's struggling with something else. And he also tries to reconnect with his daughter. It's heartbreaking. It's so sad. And yeah, I mean, I'm
thinking about it now, and I'm just getting...
I'm cracking up right now.
You're laughing? What the fuck?
No, I'm getting no, I watched this with Colt, and I mean, me and Colt both...
We took a second before we left because like I had to cry it out a little bit before we had to walk out into the light and have the people look at me,
because we both were crying from beginning to end. It's a beautiful film. I should mention that too, like, because I know everybody, including us, we were like thinking like this movie's called The Whale. Brendan Fraser plays an obese man. Like, is this gonna be exploitive? Is this gonna be mean? Absolutely not. It is not expletive. It is not mean. It is not in any way trying to shame this person or anybody. It is very much it's just a real and very empathetic, sympathetic, and just it's done with a lot of care in mind.
Yeah.
And I really recommend everybody to just watch it once. I don't know if I could ever watch it again.
Oh no, never again.
Because I was very pleased to find that our local theater was finally getting the whale, and it's like, oh, I can't wait to go on like a $5 Tuesday and just bawl my eyes out. So hopefully I'll be able to get that in and just have like a nice just sob in the dark. Because it's as dubious as it was about Darren Aronofsky, and one of our earlier episodes this year where Jody and I just like shit canned Mother because fuck that movie.
It's not good. Don't watch it, or watch it if you want to suffer. It's up to you.
Your miles may vary, I'm sure, but I really appreciate this movie, if nothing else, for just like letting Brendan Fraser get his time in the spotlight again, because like he lost it under very terrible circumstances that recently has come to light, and just been able to show that he's a fantastic actor, and this is a great spot for. I'm sure it looks a little strange on the outside looking in, but his just like performance, just from the little I've seen, shines through whatever weird veneer may be on this movie for people.
Yeah, he is great. Everybody is great in that movie.
Because Sadie Sink from Stranger Things, he plays his daughter, and Hong Chow from The Menu, she's also in the movie.
Really fucking good.
She was great. Oh God, fuck.
Man, I don't like thinking about it. It's sad.
It's so sad. But yeah.
Great movie, 5 stars. Never want to see it again. I hated it. I love it.
It caused me so much pain.
Yeah. All right.
Because the next morning we had to do something, and getting in Wenzel's vehicle, I was thinking about it. I was like, man,
I'm so sad.
I'm still sad.
I'm so sad. Like it's such a good film.
My number 5 is a movie that we discussed a little earlier, and that is The Batman. I really appreciate this movie. I really enjoyed just the somber horror tinge flavor of this Batman. I just love the direction it went. It's to me one of the more unique versions of Batman that's come out, and the more on the sliding scale of like fantasy versus realism. This is probably the version I really appreciate, just on the aesthetics and its looks, and it's a really strong adaptation of Batman for me personally, as someone who's seen, I would say, all of them, all the major ones so far, and this one really stuck with me. And I think it's just, without reiterating too much, it's just one of the strong movies this year. And we talked about it a lot already on the show and on previous installments. So if you haven't seen Batman by some chance, please check that out. I think it'll be worth your time.
Absolutely. Yep. My number 5 is Ino-Oh. And again, this is another film me and Colt saw together. This is an animated feature from Masaki Yuasa. Like
Devilman Crybaby.
Household name, or in animation.
Very
anime.
legendary.
Big anime director, especially as of late.
And this was a beautifully animated film. It takes place in feudal Japan, where we follow a kid up until his adult, which we follow him mostly in adulthood, where his name is Ino-Oh. He's born to a family. They do performances, theater basically, and but the thing is that he is deformed due to some mysterious ancient ritual, and so you kind of see like that he's very like that, obviously. So we get to kind of see him, and then also too we meet a blind musician. We follow him again from how he got blind, which was actually a very crazy opening scene.
Yeah.
Because no, sorry, not full spoilers. So he becomes a biwa priest, where he travels around, plays the biwa, while also singing the songs of the Hayake, the war between the two, the Genji and the Hayake.
Yeah.
Talk about that, and then eventually they both meet and they become a pair, where we get just this cool journey of
Two bros playing music.
Two bros playing music. He, the Beaver Priest, he goes right into doing like a performance to like he's basically the opener for Ino, and then Ino goes directly into his singing and performing because it's theater, so he has like props and stuff, but also too there's a magical aspect because he sees spirits, and the spirits tell him the stories, and then that's how he's able to perform because these are stories that they have been told. So every time he does a performance, it's just a one-time show. So that one time that you see it, that's the only time you'll ever see it again, and it's really cool. The music was fantastic. I will never get over those fucking songs. I immediately added the music to our Spotify playlist because they're so fucking good. It's a combination of
No, sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, no, it's fine. It's a combination of the traditional music that they had with the Biwa, and then also with theirs back then, but also too it incorporates a lot of modern stuff, electric guitars and stuff like that, and that's to I think hype and exaggerate that this guy was a fucking rock star because it's based on historical like events, kind of. There was an Ino. There were the Hayake and the Genji, and this point in history of Japan did happen. It was two bros traveling around playing music.
Also, was played by Queen Bee. Is that his name? Or
yes.
Their name?
Yeah.
They are really good singers. They, if for a reference, they sung the opening for Dororo, the newest animated form. It's so fucking good. Their voice is really good, and they belted it out here as well.
Yeah. The voice for Ino, Queen Bee, absolutely fantastic. Every time they sang, it was, like I said, added the music immediately. My favorite song was Kujira, the song about the whale.
Yeah.
It's so sick. If I was really happy when it came to our theater nearby. Got the chance to see it. It came out in 2021, but it didn't come to US until this.
So
this past
for
year.
our metrics, we count that.
Yeah, and there's something that happens in the film that's like just it. It's always, of course, something that can get in the way of not only art but also friendship, and it's a really heartbreaking movie as well. By the end of it, I was I was also teary-eyed with the ending. It was great movie. I loved it.
Nice. I don't know if that's streaming anywhere. You can probably find it on DVD.
You probably
somewhere.
rent it, maybe.
Probably,
because it came out October, somewhere in there.
I remember being toward like the middle of the latter part of the year when y'all went to go see it.
I don't remember.
It's been a bit.
Yeah.
Ready to go to number 4?
Yeah, we can.
All right, number 4 for me. Not yet at the top 3, but we're getting there. But number 4 for me, Colt, is Avatar: The Way of Water. Jameson Cameron has done it yet again. This old bastard. And people said, I don't know how it gets fan. It has no cultural significance. Nobody likes it. Nobody saw it. Fuck you. It made billions of dollars, so somebody's watching it.
Yeah.
I fucking love this movie. I loved the first one back when I first saw it, but I hadn't seen it in 11, 12 years, however many years it's been since it came out. I rewatched it before I went and saw this one. Fuck, it was still good. This one was way better. I fucking love Avatar, and I can't wait for the next 3 because Jameson Cameron has already confirmed we're getting 1 through 5.
He can't be stopped. There'll be more Avatars.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking good. Jake Sully is the only name that I remembered all these years, but I know Neytiri and Quaritch, that freak of nature.
Quaritch, yeah.
These names are burned into my brain now. I fucking... I'm a big Avatar head.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colt and Wenzel left when we Avatar pilled.
You goddamn right.
Fucking been Avatar pilled since 2009.
Yeah, and Tanner said that Avatar's dog shit. Doo-doo butter.
Yeah, we should talk about that too. Like, for the longest time, Tanner said, like, Avatar is not good. And so every time anybody brought up Avatar in our group, like, everybody who didn't like it would just jump on the fucking train of like, yeah, Avatar sucks. And Tanner would do it too. Like, yeah, it sucks. And when every time we'd ask him, like, did you watch it? Watched the first 30 minutes of it, fell asleep, and then
he pulled a real The Last of Us with
the
that movie.
stupid fucking rule of his is where if the first 30 minutes doesn't capture him, then it's not good or it's just not worth his time. But then the fucker actually ends up watching the movie with his wife. I love Avatar now.
Yeah.
Like-
and then he went and played Last of Us with us. I love Last of Us.
Like, it's just like, okay, maybe the 30-minute rule is not a good rule.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw the Avatar Way of Water too. It's in my honorable mentions. Fucking fantastic. I love it.
The fucking fighting scenes in this movie are intense and insane.
The CG is
Top of the
it's
line.
gorgeous.
I mean, I'm definitely Avatar neutral, but like if I can say nothing else about what I've seen, I guess secondhand, it's like the movie looks gorgeous. I can't fault it for the way how good it looks. If you like water, buddy, there's a lot of it, and it looks good.
It looks so good. I mean, God.
If there was one thing I had to say that I didn't like about Avatar, it's the fact that Sigourney Weaver voices a 15-year-old. It's so fucking weird.
I will say there was an interesting interview from her because whenever they had her come back to voice Kiri, she was not sure about that because she would be playing a fucking 14, 15-year-old,
But it's 70-year-old.
Yeah, it's a 70-year-old woman's
so
voice coming from a child.
she actually ended up attending like a high school, I think, to like listen to like kids talk. And what she learned is that they either sound really young or they just sound like fucking adults. And so she just like, okay, well, I'll just talk like myself.
Yeah.
I knew there were some people who took that interview in bad faith and like, oh, she's a predator or something. It's like,
what?
I did not see that.
There are some people on the far end of my timeline who like took that in very bad faith, and it's like she ended up kind of just if you actually read the article, just like she kind of just went full circles, like I'll just be me, I'll just sound like fucking Sigourney Weaver.
But she's really good, other than her voice. Her voice is weird because it's Sigourney Weaver's grown ass voice.
And I do that's just, and plus it's defining in the first movie when like she's in her avatar body, has a fucking like college T-shirt. It's like the fucking like the rigmarole is like people who are crazy about their college go to the trouble of buying a fucking avatar fitted shirt for their goddamn like alien bodies. It's like, what the fuck?
They can't be naked out there.
They get me naked.
Even though all the fucking Na'vi are fucking naked.
Well, I think it's funny too that when you have the people in their avatars, it's just weird to think like they had to specifically commission clothes made to fit avatar
like
bodies.
a 9 foot tall body.
But even then, it's like the or the clothes that they do make, it's like it's all tight fitting.
Yeah.
Like they're like no matter what, like for some reason there's no fabric or clothing that can like be loose on them because they're all jacked.
Yeah.
And slim.
And just watch it, man. Please watch the Avatar. I need more. This is Jameson Cameron's The Lord of the Rings right here. This is the next Lord of the Rings. Like you're laughing.
I mean,
this
I'm
is
not
real.
laughing at you. It's just like it's a funny statement.
It is, but I mean it's true though. Like because like it's so funny. Like people, Colt's not wrong. There was this thing I saw where people have been talking about how like for the longest time, it was like people denied Avatar. Like, it's really weird. Like, people were like, oh, I didn't watch that. Nobody watched that. It's like, no, the fuck did it make $1 billion? And I've literally, there's been an article I've seen about this. It's just some weird phenomenon where people are talking about it. And it's just like no, like, it's a big deal. And it's gonna, like, 5 fucking movies. Yeah, it's gonna be the next Lord of the Rings. I mean, it's good. It's good. Now,
good.
Don't get me wrong. There's some cliche stuff in the first movie, but I mean, it's still good. And I mean, especially with the technology and what they accomplished with it, and now with Way of Water, I mean, they're only getting better. So yeah,
100%. Well, yeah, that's my 4th movie.
Number 4. My number 4 is one we talked about already. My number 4 is Nope. Really good. Don't really have too much more to add. Hey, it's my favorite Jordan Peele movie that I've seen of this trilogy of horror because I haven't seen Get Out yet.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
So I'll definitely get to that at some point. But Nope, real good.
Man, you started with Us?
Yeah.
That sucks. I don't care for Us that much. It's fine.
Like hot take. I think Us is fine, and it's like a movie. A lot of great performances in it. The movie's like solid. There's a lot of good stuff in it. There's some parts at the ending that I think are like kind of dumb and bullshit, but it's still it's a fine movie.
Yeah,
and that seems to be the general consensus with most of the folks I talked to. Not bad, but not amazing. Get it? Nope, though. Pretty fucking slick.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Next up is a movie that we all watched together
and also all talked about too.
All talked about, Incantation. There's not really too much more I want or can say because it was a fucking awesome found footage horror film. Go watch it for yourself. We watched it on Netflix, right?
Yeah, we all watched it together on Netflix.
I don't know if it's still on there, but
I don't know if it's still on there. If it's not, I'm sure it's rentable, maybe. Yeah, hopefully
somewhere.
Go watch it. It's a really cool found footage. I mean, it follows, of course, a woman and her child, but the way it opens, she keeps mysteriously mentioning she broke a taboo, and we go from there of like traveling from when this happened and then to the present day. It's so good. Go check it out. Go check out our episode too.
There's definitely a lot more in-depth conversation about Incantation, which like I think we'd all say it's an undersung horror movie from this year. There's a lot of. I wouldn't say like dogpiling, but I feel like it didn't get its chance to shine. And I think it's a really, at least for us, it's a compelling horror movie.
It was.
Except for Cody. Cody hated it.
Yeah, I don't believe. I don't believe he watched it.
No, I think
what a
contrarian! He was looking at his phone the whole time.
Anyway, yeah, and Incantation actually was in my top 3, but because a lot of movies came out towards the end of the year, that changed. So
I mean, it's still high up there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my number 4. So I guess now we're gonna do top 3, motherfucker.
All right, my number 3 is first time we're talking about it because it's so high up on everyone's list. It is Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is a banger of a movie. It's deservedly in the top 3. When I first watched it, it was the number 1 of the year. But now it's been knocked down by 2 others to number 3. Holy shit, it's good. Oh my god. I don't even know where to even begin. I imagine we're going to talk about it a lot more in a second. So, y'all just want to say your 3s then?
My number 3, a little bit of surprise for a lot of people, I'm sure. But my number 3 is Jackass Forever.
Yeah.
Because, brother, let me tell you, we watched this on Netflix.
No spoilers.
Poopies dies.
Dude gets his balls jumped on by a pogo stick. That's not a
that happened.
Oh shit!
Let me tell you, because we watched it. We being Yard House, myself, JoJo, Eli, and Cannon. We watched it as a household earlier in the year, and it just being honestly a really fun movie. I don't care what anybody says. Jackass Forever is my favorite Jackass, and just the level of like hooting and hollering and screaming that we did together as we watched this movie. It's just the experience and the movie itself. It's been one of my highlights of the year, just because like it was so much fun to watch this with the house, and like the stunts were good, the new folks were good. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it was a great time, and I would just say a little like monkey wrench in the usual top 10s that are going around. It's fucking fun.
I agree 100%. Jackass Forever is, like I agree with you. It's the best Jackass. Whenever it came out, before I watched it, I watched every single Jackass movie that I could, even the .5s.
Yep.
It's I love Jackass. I can watch Jackass forever. They can release as many as they want until Knoxville is dead and buried.
And it'll probably swing his bones around.
Even then, I'll still watch because it's that fucking funny. I just like to watch these old dudes beat their balls up.
And there's plenty of that.
Yes, there is.
Should mention Jackass Forever is an honorable mention for Colt.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Yeah. Is that number 1?
I don't really have them ordered.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I was just wondering.
That's all I had to say. It's fucking gross and it's fun. Go watch it with your friends.
There is one thing I'd like to say that's a little weird about it now. Poopies publicly apologized to his girlfriend, begging her to come back on Instagram.
What the fuck?
I mean, did you not see that?
Maybe.
He was like, please come back. I love you. I can't do anything without you.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
It was really embarrassing. It was deleted very soon after it was posted.
I mean, if nothing else, it was just like, that was just kind of cringe.
Damn, that's funny. All right, my number 3 is one we've already talked about, The Whale. Not too much to say about it, as we can say. It was amazing. It was very, very sad. Go watch it, and then, I mean, if you want to watch it again, you can. I don't recommend that, but if you're that good, if you can handle it, fine.
If you're that horny to be sad, go right ahead. We're not going to stop you.
And if you're jerking off at this movie, shame on you.
For real. Yeah, go watch it. Go watch it.
I guess number twosies.
Number twosies.
This is another movie we've talked about already. Nope. This is my favorite Jordan Peele movie. I fucking love it. It's so fucking good. I wear my sunglasses at night and daytime because of this movie, because it blasted my retinas through my head.
Yeah.
Also, one extra scene that I really enjoyed was the scene where there was a biker and he was going so fast because he was recording and he crashed. And
because it's an electric bike.
And and the alien disrupts all electricity. Mm-hmm. So he just smashes into the road and he's fucked up. So Kaluuya's character drives over to him, try to help him out. But when he looked into the reflection of the helmet, he could see the alien directly above him. He's like, fuck this.
He says, oh, man, what was it? My bad.
That's
bad. What he says. My bad, bro.
And he lets the alien eat him up. He's like, what the fuck is that? What is that?
It was so good. Yeah, the guys from TMZ, so fucking funny.
And I just love how, even though he's like this like kind of trashy reporter guy, the fact that he's fucking dressed like a science fiction character, like he all black suit, just like
a reflective chrome helmet
with a singular eye hole on his left eye.
I think it's for the lens.
That's also a camera. Yeah.
And just like, and then he's there for like 5 minutes and then he gets sucked up.
Yeah.
And that's actually a cover for a certain version of the Steelbook for the Blu-ray.
Oh.
It's like a slip cover.
Oh,
his helmet.
That's cool. Damn. Also, I think it's cool too, the poster with Steven Yeun on it looking up. People say that like his hat is actually jean jacket.
Yeah, that's the name of the alien.
Yeah, that's the name of the alien. I was like, fuck, it does look like jean jacket.
Yeah.
Or it's a very like like a
nod,
a meaningful double image. So that could be his hat or it could be the actual UFO.
I gotta talk about the alien design because it's so fucking cool. Whenever I was telling Colt, like the way it moves, it's like a sheet. Its skin. It reminds me of like it's very thin, so it like you can see like when it reverberates, when it vibrates. It's
especially when it reveals itself. It's like this giant unfolding like membrane of just like almost like a parachute in a way.
Yeah, it's so cool, very unique. Yeah.
And the fact that it's like a wild animal, so that the way it attacks you is eye contact. So if you're looking at this thing, you're fucked.
Yeah, because that's the entire thing about the film is like never look a predator, a wild animal in the eye. Because if you do, how it will react.
And the whole sequence with the little festival they had trying to summon the alien, where everyone's looking at it, and that's why everyone fucking dies.
Yeah, it all ate them, and then we get with Gordy's scene. Steven Yeun's character as a kid, the monkey was just at a level where the sheet of the table covered its eyes.
Both of their eyes, so they couldn't see each other's eyes.
So they couldn't see each other. So it was just friendly. Like, that's another crazy little nod right there, I think. Go see Nope.
Go see Nope. It is a fucking ride.
My number 2 is RR. I'm sorry,
yeah.
It fucking slapped
it's
my
so
whole
good.
ass wide open.
So good.
I was jumping down, hooting hard, and I'm just like, I'm just like, let these fucking hot ass, buff ass dudes just fucking for like 3 goddamn hours. I was hooked the whole way. I mean, obviously 3 hours may seem a lot on paper, and it
is.
It held me off for a long time, but to me, it really sailed by. I didn't really feel the length of the movie. Obviously, that's going to be different for every person, but to me, I really enjoy this movie. It's a lot of fun, and personally, it just felt like it had more heart and like, engaging sights and like a lot of American blockbusters recently, and like it's pretty handily one of my favorites for the year, and like one of the just like most fun that I had like watching a movie for the first time in a long time. So We talked about it a lot. You've probably heard plenty about it already, but please go ahead and check out RR if you haven't. Make some time. Set aside a Sunday afternoon. I think you'll really enjoy it.
And plus, Kojima's now best friends with the director, so maybe we'll get some kind of collab in the future.
Yeah, I should say, too, RRR, Avatar: The Way of Water, and Babylon, all 3 hours, did not feel it for either of them. I think they're all worth that 3-hour watch.
I felt it only for RR, but that's because it's slow motion. That's it. But it was still good.
Yeah. All right, my number 2, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Originally, my number 2 was different. It was The Whale with Ino and Incantation being 3, 4, and then Puss in Boots being 5. But because I thought about it more and I rewatched some scenes, I was like, it's too fucking good. So I bumped it up all the way to fucking 2nd. It's so good. I love the wolf. I love Death. He is so cool. There was a scene I completely forgot about where whenever Puss in Boots throws the coins off the carriage or whatever to kind of distract the people, Death is there, and he's like that. But I didn't notice that because the coins are on the ground, he does a little bit where when he does that, he puts 2 coins over his eyes and points at Puss in Boots, which is a nod to mythology, crossing the river
Styx.
Into the afterlife. That's how you pay the ferryman. And just him and whenever Puss in Boots basically has a panic attack and Perito has to calm him down. Oh my god,
heartwarming as hell.
I got teary eyed because it's for something like this out of the Shrek verse to legitimately confront something like death, like the idea of mortality. It's kind of wild, and it's really the more I thought about it, I was like, I really like this. This is such in a way, it's so because Puss in Boots is triumphant in the end. He's able to overcome his own arrogance and stuff. But it's just so heartbreaking because it's so real. To be so scared of something like that, and even in the end, the wolf stops hunting him. He's like, I see you're different now. Live your life, but we'll meet again. And Puss in Boots, he's like, of course we will. And Puss in Boots was like, he's like, I can't defeat you, but no matter, I'll still fight for this life. Which is so heroic. So, I love it. Such a great film. So good.
Also, at the end of the movie, we get something I'm really excited for, the post-credit scene. The more Shrek possible. Yeah. We can possibly get Shrek again. New Shrek movies in the 2020s.
Because Perito, Kitty Softpaws, and Puss in Boots.
They're going to Hollywood after.
Far away.
Far away. That's it.
So yeah, go watch Puss in Boots.
And all the little the nice little nods to the Shrek verse, something I didn't realize until it was pointed out to me. It's oh yeah, I thought this looked different. It's one of the deaths that Puss has is that he's looking into an oven with the gingerbread man.
Yep.
And the gingerbread man runs off, and then the oven explodes, killing him that one time. And Jack Horner has a flashback when he was a kid, doing his little song and dance. It cuts to Pinocchio, doing a better, a song and dance that's more popular than his. And when Puss in Boots is remembering his past, there's a moment that's also visually similar to a scene from The Lion King. It's the Donkey, Shrek, and Puss all walking together.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And I'm pretty sure the magic wand that Jack Horner uses is the same magic wand the fairy godmother had.
It was. Yeah, I forgot that scene was cool where you get to see all of Jack Horner's magic items.
Yeah,
a bunch of nods to fairy tales and stuff. I thought that was really cool.
And
honestly, I really liked the morality bug. That was a funny bit.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
And the sword in the stone when he couldn't pull it out.
It was just a hammer.
But the morality bug was so fucking funny.
He pulls out this glowing jar. He thinks this is a badass bug. It's about to eat all these giant crazy plants. And it's just I don't think you should be doing that, Jack. This is a good idea. A whole Jiminy Cricket type
You would
thing.
kill a puppy? Yes.
I thought it was fucking Jerry Seinfeld, but it's not.
No, it reminded me of Don Knotts, the guy who played Barney from Andy Griffith.
I didn't see that.
I never see that.
I'm not 70 years old.
How the fuck? How old do you think we are, Pat?
Well, I figured it's just general pop culture awareness.
I think it's too old for you.
I mean, I watched TV as a child. Whatever.
I mean, I know what it is because it would be on at my grandma's.
You've probably seen Don Knotts and just may not recognize the name.
All right, boomer.
Whatever. Anyway, Puss in Boots was awesome.
Yes.
I cannot stress how much I fucking love the wolf. I have to do fan art. I have to fucking do fan art.
Yeah, do fan art with his cock out.
I'm not doing fan art. Never mind. Yeah, go see Puss in Boots. Yeah.
All right, number 1, they vaulted position. What is the favorite movie of the lads of 2022?
So this is where it's different, but it brings back to what Colt was trying to do. So me and Pat both have Everything Everywhere All at Once for number 1. So we can talk about what. Why are you showing me that?
I've been holding him up.
Okay, well we can talk about it now.
I thought I was gonna go first.
I'm just.
Wow.
I thought we were doing it in order. Why would it change?
Pat looked at me, so I thought he wanted me to do something.
You read a lot from my expression. Colt, go ahead. Talk about your favorite movie.
Since it was my turn and not Pat giving it away to Wenzel.
Don't blame me. He misread my...
Yes, blame Pat.
My number 1 is The Northman. I fucking love Viking stuff, like I said before. I fucking think this is peak Viking stuff. The very end where he rides off in Valhalla, I really like that ending. The Valkyrie with the teeth. People thought it was braces on the teeth. No. In the old times, they would engrave little things in their teeth for, like, to look scarier or some shit like that. I can't remember exactly.
Magic powers, laser vision, bigger dicks.
They did a lot of what is it, body modifications like that.
Yes.
That's very common.
It's not braces, okay? Very good movie. I think it's great seeing 2 buff men kill each other in a volcano.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
I think we need to have more of those.
Sure.
More of those in movies. Just Skarsgård, you're insane. Oh man, this movie. That's all I can say. That's all I can say, really. I love this movie.
And I think y'all playing like Elden Ring and then going to see this movie is like a very complimentary experiences.
Yeah.
And the fact that I read Vinland, I didn't read it before, but I read it last year, Vinland Saga. If you like this movie, read Vinland Saga.
Absolutely.
And if you like Vinland Saga, watch this movie.
Vinland Saga is a really good manga and anime series.
It's my favorite manga of all time, and
wow.
I've said that many times before.
I know. I just wanted to call you a nerd.
It's just so fucking good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the story of Thorfinn, the main character of Vinland Saga, also mimics the story of Amleth in Northman.
Yeah.
Check it out, please.
Check it out. Absolutely.
My favorite Eggers movie, easily.
I still love The Lighthouse, I think.
Hey, there's a lot of gay stuff in The Lighthouse, too.
Yep.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, there is. But anyway, back to me and Pat's number 1. Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then Colt's number 3. Let's, what can we say?
Yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was such an incredible movie. Like, not only is it super, like, action-packed, it is just heart-touching, and it feels like the full package for a movie, because I saw this with the art house, JoJo, Cannon, and Eli, and we were just like, holy fuck, this is the movie that we've been wanting to see, because there's something about it that's just so life affirming and so comforting. Because like, I can't remember the last time before Everything Everywhere that I left the movie just felt like everything's gonna be okay. Like, it just felt such just a warm blanket, and it was just an incredible experience. And like, also, when was the last time that literally every single person on the AYCH roster gave it 5 fucking stars?
Yeah.
Every single one of us. And if you didn't give it 5 stars, you're racist. That's just my opinion.
Them's the breaks, kiddo. But, Michelle Yeoh kicked ass figuratively and literally in this movie.
Yeah.
Newly crowned winner of a Golden Globe Award for her role as a lead actress. And it's just like, everyone deserves their flowers in this movie.
Yeah.
Yes. Even the Pomeranian that was used as nunchucks.
Yeah. Oh my God. I completely forgot.
Also played by Jenny Slate.
Yeah, Jenny Slate was in it too.
Michelle.
We talked about this before, how we watched so many movies with dog violence.
Yeah, not the greatest, but It was very fucking funny just watching that Pomeranian getting whipped across the fucking room.
It was fucking
It
good.
uses a deadly weapon.
So fucking good.
Also, the scene with the butt plugs, or they're not butt plugs, they're awards.
That looks
they're
suspiciously like a butt plug.
plug. Yeah, and then there's one award that's like fucking huge, and it's just like, like just the whole like silliness of like trying to connect with your other multiverse, selves. It was like you had to do specific things, and one of those was like with the husband, where he had to do a paper cut between
I hate that.
Between each of the fingers. That was
that was fucked up.
Also, that's a bit from Jackass.
Yes, it is. That was real too, and it's fucked up.
Oh my god. Just man, what it had to say about like generational trauma and family. It was just
Expectation and the struggles of like maintaining that and how that's just passed down.
Nope. It was just like you said, it's so weird because like it's like not like in like everybody giving this movie such high like ratings and criticism and just positivity is like you're thinking like, well, like I mean really if you just watch it for yourself, it's just like Pat said, it's just so affirming and so like it's so like it's heartbreaking and it's so sad, but then like it's also too like it makes you feel I don't want to say that everything's going to be all right, but it's like you don't have to do this stuff alone, and struggle as you may, you can. Sorry, go ahead.
Because I think the one thing that really stood out to me, and it really stood out to us at the art house, is that one of the things that really comes up in the movie is Michelle Yeoh's character seeing like all the different jumping off points in life and like what she could be. In other universes, she has like a much more like lofty position. Like she's a head chef, she's a great big movie star, she's this and she's that. And this the current saying, I guess, like Michelle Yeoh Prime, she runs a laundromat with her family that lives above it, and she feels kind of like this very like ho hum existence. But like just seeing the different lives of her other selves, she realizes that you don't need like these big grand accomplishments or like roles in life to have like a life that's worth living, because the line that who Quan says, like, I would have chosen a life where I did taxes and laundry with you. That line hit like a fucking train to us. Like we all sobbed at that point. And it's true. Like if you ever feel like you're at loss in your point in your life where you're like, oh, why can't I be big and famous? Why can't I be this and that? Like you don't have to be. You can live a perfectly beautiful life and just being an everyday person. Like your life is no less substantial for what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Whatever it is. And I feel like that's the most life affirming thing about the movie.
Exactly. Yeah. Like that's the best way to put it is like
It's all about the cynicism and optimism. Like nothing matters, so why bother doing anything? Or nothing matters, why can't you do anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do anything grand. Like that's not the point. Like just I don't want to say little things or normal or generic things, but they're not. They're just as much value as anything else.
Everything has a value that you ascribe to it, and that can be big or small. And whatever that value is, it means something to you. So therefore, it's important. And I feel like I know this is like a silly show, but like I feel like that's a very like cromulent important thing that people should know. Like especially with a lot of expectations just becoming like even more like weighted on people, especially young people. But like you don't need all of that.
Yeah,
it's good to have goals. It's good to have aspirations, but whatever you do with your life, it's your life, and it's still going to be meaningful because you're living it, because you're alive.
Yeah, because you're given those expectations of like your parents, they might have like sacrificed so much, they did so much, so you gotta be everything to repay all of that back. You gotta be something big, something grand, and you don't like you said, it's your life. You should be able to live it how you want. It shouldn't be to like, especially for any generation, but our generation, I say that because we're from Gen Z, me and Colt, but like it's getting tougher now to to live out on your own. You know, a lot of us are having to still live at home with our parents, or you know, we're doing other things, like we're doing this podcast, or we're trying to be artists, or we're trying to be this or that. And then like I know me, you know, personally, it's like being told like, you know, oh, when is the podcast gonna start making money, or when you're gonna do this and when you're gonna do that. And it's like, it's, you know, it's tough, and it's nice to see something else that's able to say like you said, what you're doing, you know, it's what you're doing, it's what you want to do, and that's okay.
Because it doesn't matter if the things you do like make you money or like creative projects. You don't have to make a cent off it. No one else has to see it. But the fact that you made something from nothing, the fact that you made it, that can be rewarding on its own. Because like that's what kept us going all this time. You know, just to break tangent a little bit, that you know we did it because we enjoyed it. You know, we never got the most listens, we never got the most like downloads, but like we did it because we fucking loved it, and the people who did see it, you know, they enjoyed it too. So what else really matters?
Yeah.
True that. I don't have anything else to add.
Yeah. Pat, you really hit it out of the park.
All right. Well, I think that was a good discussion. We finally cleared out our top 10. We still got a little bit more to say because our awards shows always are nice, big, and beefy. We're going to come back and discuss our honorable mentions from the 2022, and including our best movies that we watched that didn't come out in 2022. So hang tight. We got a little bit more to say. Welcome back, everybody. Part 3 of the AYCH Awards. Now that we've gone through all of our favorite movies from the year, our top 10, now we're going to get into some ones that didn't quite make the list, but we still think deserves a mention. Colt, if you would.
You're just going to go ahead and say all 5 of them?
Go ahead.
I'll do it. Well, they're not in any specific order for me. Is Jackass Forever. Loved it. Cool. Badass. Kind of already talked about it. Next up is Prey. Oh my goodness, I fucking loved Prey. We kind of had 2 reviews for Prey.
Yeah.
So go listen to those. Fuck, my favorite Prey movie. I'll say that here as well. It goes hard as shit.
It's awesome.
Next up, Top Gun Maverick.
I have a crush on Amber Mid-Thunder.
Yes, 100%.
the lead for Prey. Sorry.
Not related to Top Gun Maverick.
No, not.
Top Gun Maverick, went into it, well, I didn't go into it expecting bad. When we first saw the trailer, I wasn't expecting anything good because I thought the original was mid, while this was fucking awesome and possibly one of the best action movies ever. It goes hard
so
as
good.
shit. Have you seen it?
Yeah. I took my mom to go see it.
Hell yeah. And that was the first time she saw it, or she didn't see Top Gun?
No, she saw the original Top Gun when it came out.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. She fucked up the order. She's supposed to watch this one and then that one.
Well, sorry, she was alive when the first goddamn movie came out.
That's right.
I'll find another action movie for her to watch in reverse order. How about that?
Thank you.
It was so good.
Fucking phenomenal. It felt like
awesome, just air combat.
Yeah, it felt like some video game shit was happening. It felt like some Battlefield stuff. Next on the list is hard to read. The Menu. Oh my goodness, The Menu fucking ruled. I'm sorry to Pat and the whole art house's viewing.
We had a fucked up time. Well, I'll say it was a increasingly fucked up time depending on where you sat in that row that night. But blanket, even with bad audience, disregarded. Menu was fucking fun. It's spooky. It's funny as hell. And it's a really entertaining movie. It's spoiler, it's on my honorable mention list too.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie.
Ralph Fiennes, man. He's a funny dude.
He was psychotic.
Yeah.
He was. Fucking great movie.
Watch that movie. It's totally worth it. On HBO Max right now.
It's absolutely Actually, recently I showed my dad The Menu.
Oh, he watched it?
We were in Chattanooga and we had HBO Max on the hotel TV. The Menu was on and my dad watched it and he loved it.
Hell
hell yeah.
Yeah, he thought it was hilarious.
Hell yeah. And my last honorable mention is Bones and All.
Bones and All, dude. Okay, me and Colt watched this together. sleeper hit. I
really
think
is.
it's so good. Timothy Chalamet and oh god, what's her
What's
name?
her name?
Her name is Taylor, I think.
Yeah, she's older than Timothy Chalamet, surprisingly.
Yeah, because in the movie Timothy is older than her.
Yes.
Which is weird.
But they're both like what? They're not teenagers, but they're like young adults.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're young adults. Oh god, give me a second. I gotta
I know that's one we like the rest of the game to get a chance to see. But
Taylor
I know
Russ-
that's pretty high on our list.
Good. Yeah, Taylor Russell. Good. It's directed by same director for Call Me by Your Name. Just absolutely really cool film. It's like they getting these very beautiful shots. It takes place during the 80s, 90s. I want to say.
Somewhere there. It was
was
when
the
there was
80s.
no like phones and stuff.
Cell phones.
Cell phones, I mean. Yeah,
It was 80s because she had the hair. the
yeah,
sister.
it was the 80s.
Yeah.
Like the side pony,
Yeah. Is that 80s?
huh?
Is that 80s?
That's 80s and 90s.
90s? We'll say 80, 90s.
A very
I think
indeterminable time. In the
I think
past.
it's late 80s, early 90s. We'll say that.
Yeah.
But it's so good. It's about cannibals in love.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's really. I mean, it's really. It's an interesting look at this. I guess speculative. Motherfucker.
What are you doing?
There's hair in my mouth.
Stop eating hair.
Fuck you. Anyway, really cool. Really cool.
Yes.
It's really good. Yeah.
Oh fuck! One thing I gotta say is this movie made me realize why are there so many scenes of women pissing in movies? I don't understand why there's so many. And
Yeah.
this one it showed more than usual. It didn't show like. Her
It shows
pissing.
about the amount.
It showed her full body sitting on the toilet pissing. It was weird.
I mean, that's the amount you see in like art house films, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they really like showing women piss. I mean, we watched Climax and that bitch pissed straight on the ground.
Oh my god.
like you can just show her head sitting on the toilet. You don't have to show her like just taking her pants down and sitting on the toilet. It's strange.
Yeah, because me and Colt were talking about it. We were like, is this an intrusive thought? Is this weird? Like, why?
Not intrusive fetish.
No, I was saying like because we were both thinking.
Oh, yeah,
we were
yeah.
both thinking like, why do we have this shot of her pissing? Why do we need it? And then we were both like, is this an intrusive thought or something? It's like, no, it's just weird that we see this.
To me, it's funny that like that's how you can tell a mainstream movie from an art movie. Do you see a woman's full body when she pisses?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
What?
She's reaching to a bag full of fucking cookies. But yeah, that's my 5 honorable mentions right there. So, Patrick, you want to throw yours at us?
Yeah, let me get into these bad boys. My top 5 honorable mentions. Some of these were literally my 11 through 15, but I couldn't. The last one is more like not a bit, but just like one I just had to squeak in there. My first one being is Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, available on Netflix. An amazing stop motion feature, so good. And like another just heartwarming movie. It just kills me that we had 2 killer stop motion movies this year, and not that much was said about it. With Wenzel and Wild and now Pinocchio, this is a really interesting interpretation of Pinocchio, and they both deal with themes of like life and death and acceptance and just a really interesting flavor and how and like throw some religion in there. It talks about like civil disobedience. It talks about fighting back against fascism. Like it's just things you would never expect from a Pinocchio movie, but because it's Guillermo del Toro, you're going to get a little bit of all of that. Del Toro's notoriously anti-war, so you're going to like sprinkle a little bit of that in there. Had a great time watching it. Some great visuals. I think you'll be well served, and to watch this with your friends and your family because like it's just a great watch. I really recommend it. The Menu was the next one. It's one of my favorite movies of the year, and plus, 2022 has just been a standout year for horror, like just in terms of volume and quantity. And The Menu is pretty much going to be in the upper echelon of pretty much any horror list you find from 2022. Definitely seek it out if you haven't already. Another horror, Barbarian. If you haven't seen this, keep spoilers to a minimum because the reactions that my group had with Eli and Cannon was just like incredible. Just be like, what the fuck? Don't want to sell it up too much, for hype backlash reasons, of course, but it's another just like really fun movie, and you're just like, whoa, what the fuck? This is scary. Also gross. Also, I'm really laughing at a lot of this.
It's so funny,
like intentionally funny.
Yeah, it does. It's just kind of natural humor. It's really funny. It's a very solid film. I'm sorry, I'm just remembering Justin Long now. What a fucking dude.
Well, yeah, he was so fucking shitty.
But also strangely one of the funniest parts of the movie.
Yes.
And
I'm just remembering now the fucking scene of him measuring the fucking dungeon with the tape.
Yeah.
he's like, oh, sweet.
Like
Extra room.
and then looking like, does this count for like, because he was losing money or whatever.
Yeah.
For like the total square footage of the house. A lot of great bits in there. A lot of just great like monster work, and it's a really good film. Go check that out. My next one, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. It was a really probably my favorite Marvel from the year. Like,
Agreed.
I agree.
It's really solid. Another movie about the evils of colonialism and some really cool underwater stuff. And I would also like to thank you, Disney, for letting everyone know what I've known for a long time, that Tenoch Huerta is one and Amazing Actor and two really fucking hot. So you're welcome, America.
They took away his penis in the final cut.
Yeah, because
Let that man have his hog.
because have you seen that where they show without the green screen with the green screen?
Have I seen it?
Where like it's like he's like full on junk green screen gone.
They took his wee wee.
Why'd you do that, Disney? You fuckers!
Dick too strong.
For real, dude. I mean, Namor,
Namor.
so fucking good.
And he's just like a flying brick. Just like boom, 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 boom. Just like knocking shit out of the sky.
So cool, dude. Oh my god. And he's like, I mean, force of nature, man.
And that just that sick bit when he's like talking when they get to Wakanda, and M'Baku goes to attack and just without looking like blocks it and busts his stick, and he just like just one man punch blows him away. He like grabbed me by the arm. It's like, if your fucking boyfriend kills M'Baku, I'm gonna kill you.
Fuck.
But it's a good time, and honestly, just like some really moving moments, and for the memoriam of Chadwick Boseman, it's weird to see just the dueling energies of the movie. Like, we're making a mainstream blockbuster popcorn movie, also like just an actually really good looking movie.
Yeah.
With like some poignant moments. So
It's so funny that the last one looked like hog shit at certain moments, and this one didn't. At a lot of moments.
Why'd you say it like that? Damn.
It's because I fucking hate Thor.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
the last Black Panther.
yeah.
Oh, no.
I thought you were talking about
When
the
you
last.
said the last one,
I was thinking
like,
of Marvel movies. My bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I thought the
sorry.
last Black Panther was okay. I don't hate that one.
Yeah. Okay.
I hate Thor.
Yeah, Thor.
The last Thor.
Thor: Love and Thunder. You can also talk about how that was a misfire for the boys on an earlier episode of AYCH.
Yes.
Yep.
And last one, not a movie but a short. It is Godzilla vs. Gigan Rex, which is a short film that came out during the 50th anniversary Gigan celebration earlier this year, basically celebrating the first appearance of one of Godzilla's most unique enemies, Gigan being this sort of avian-looking creature, bipedal with hooks for hands, a buzzsaw on its belly, laser from its eyes. And what's cool about this movie is it actually takes place in a certain timeline where it has the son of Godzilla, now fully mature, is sort of like making a reappearance in Japan. It's essentially taking place real time after the end of Godzilla vs. Destroyer. And it's the reemergence of this more futuristic version of Gigan, just like a swarm of Gigans come to Earth and it's up to Godzilla Jr. to save it off. And then with the appearance of the leader, Gigan Rex, is this red-clad version of Gigan. And it has some fucking sick weapons, man. Like, basically, his hooks turn into, like, whip swords. It is sick as fuck. And then, like, the final... Yeah, this is short. It's a little, like, 5-10 minutes, if that. So, like, the final, like, clash between Gigan and Godzilla is so cool. And it just, like... Just the celebration of, like, this character is really cool. Because you got to see them essentially... using modern, tokusatsu, like, practical effects to make a new version of the classic Gigan costume to display for the show, and it was so cool to see. And plus, they had a classic Godzilla short, and also on a part of that celebration were like people in the suits, fighting in a miniature city to like as an homage to those old classic kaiju. And it was like just thrilling to see a classic version of kaiju movies in 2022. It's like, oh, they can still make it. It still looks so cool. Those are my 5 honorable mentions for the year. Excuse me.
I'm chewing.
It's
Take
chewing
your
on.
fucking time. Jesus Christ! Hurry up!
Do you want me to spit everywhere?
No, I don't want to
Sure.
clean gunk off that mic.
My top 5 honorable mentions. First up, we have Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Absolutely awesome anime film. Jujutsu Kaisen is already stacking up to be one of my favorite manga series. And the fact that we got this awesome prologue to the series animated, it was just gorgeous. And also just a nice little story. We get to, focusing on Akatsu and the second years. And seeing a little bit of Gojo. Get hints of what we're going to get for season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen. And yeah, it was just really cool. Awesome action, I should mention too.
It was a really fun movie. Did we watch it together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I can remember that. Yeah, especially that second half, hard as fuck.
Yeah, we get some backstory, and we get to see the night parade of 100 demons or something like that. Really cool. Next up is Mad God. If you don't know, if on the spreadsheet, I have it highlighted in brown.
Yeah, Mad God equals Mad Plops.
Yep. We actually have an episode where we talk about Mad God. Go check that out. It was a great fucking stop motion claymation film. That is one of the most disgusting films.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
But it's really cool. Really grotesque.
Beautiful, but beautiful.
Beautiful in a disgusting and also I don't know, if you're a hobbyist with who likes plastic models and stuff.
Yeah.
It's beautiful in that way too.
It's a lot of nightmares imagery, but like it's a really interesting film to watch.
It's really cool. Next up is Avatar: Way of Water. Awesome, fantastic. Go check it out. Also, too, Colt sent this to us, but I didn't realize the ramifications of it. How there's fan cams of Na'vi from Avatar now. There's fan cams of Jake where they'll do the montage and they'll be playing music. I'm like, they couldn't do this in 2009,
but nobody knew what a fan cam was.
But now they can.
I was not prepared to be on gay Twitter and then see like people actually thirsting over like the Na'vi like bodies and like Jake. I'm just like, what fucking world is like? I thought it was a bit. Then I'm just like, oh no, people are like horny.
No, for real. Like I didn't think about it because now on my Instagram, there's several artists where they'll pop up where they're doing like fan art of like some of the Na'vi from the movie, and they are so fucking horny for them. And I'm just like, y'all need to calm down.
Are you saying that Nick Terry's not hot?
I'm not talking about Nick Terry.
Okay.
I'm talking about like how we get to see we always see the memes of the Wayne Fleet and the other cop looking Na'vi. We get
no, the fucking
just the one
my
where he's
God,
just sitting there with sunglasses.
It was like, where was that Na'vi on January 6th?
Yeah, that we see it was one of the female soldier Na'vi. And or the avatars, and there was a guy, I saw his art for it, so fucking horny for her.
What the fuck? That's such a weird one to pick out.
I know, and I'm just like, okay. But those memes though of those fucking cop motherfuckers are so good.
It's really good.
Okay. Number 4. I'm sorry. I just remember there's this one fucking tweet I just saw where this woman, I guess she's like a cop wife or something, but she had her hand out. It was like she's like, it said she said yes, but then somebody retweeted it with the fucking avatar that's sitting there with the fucking glasses looking like a cop is like, she said yes. Like,
that's a good bit.
It's so fucking good. Anyway, number 4 is the Batman. Batman was
very good.
Very good. My number 5, was the one I was surprised about because I didn't realize how much I liked it more than X. Was Pearl. Pearl follows the villain from X when she was a young adult girl. It takes place around the time of World War One, but she's at home on the farm and kind of explores like her origins basically.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's crazy, and there's a moment in there where Mia Goth gives this just like heart-crushing like monologue performance. It's so sad, but it's so good. Yeah, go check out Pearl. Go watch X too.
Cause I remember we saw X together, and I've been really wanting to check out Pearl. I know it's streaming somewhere now, right?
Probably.
Go.
I feel like it should be, but like, cause I know like I did like X, but it didn't like completely blow me away. But I've heard people say that they weren't super as enthused with X. Had a different opinion for Pearl, like liking it a lot better. And I heard Pearl is fucking insane.
It is, yeah. I mean, I even made fan art of Pearl. Go check that out on my store. It's for sale.
I mean, it's not horny fan art. It's just like
no, it's just fan art.
it's just the way you said.
I
It's
mean,
like, listen, titties are not out.
No. There's like some really. I mean, a lot of the movies, beautiful cinematography, and then like with the aesthetic and art. I mean, she wears this very iconic red dress, and she has this look. And that's just Mia Goth, but yeah, it's really good.
I'm a star.
You mean you don't like me?
I'm a star. That's what she says in the movie.
You fucking caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the movie.
Testing out the speakers on that one.
Okay.
Repeat, real big.
Yeah, you did, you
Yeah,
fucker.
yeah.
God damn it. Oh my
Just let him
god.
know I'm a star.
Also, I just love how different Mia Goth's real voice is.
Yeah, she sounds a little fucking
She's just
Victorian era child.
a Victorian era sea urchin, little rascal, fucking paperboy.
I love playing Pearl. It was a fun little time.
I love her. I love her.
I want her to do a movie with her real voice because that's
doing
too funny not to do.
Infinity Pool.
Yeah, Infinity Pool.
She's doing her real voice in that.
Yeah,
Hell
she
yeah.
is. But she sounds deranged.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
she
like-
kind of sounds like that normally. So.
Yeah.
It's like Mia Goth and you caught Destroyer.
Yes.
Anyway, those are my honorable mentions.
Just to tidy it up, we'll now be getting into our top movies that we watched in 2022 that weren't from the year of release.
I didn't realize that Mad God. We're going first for me. I didn't realize Mad God didn't come out to this year, so it's my number one.
That's
on
fine.
Here.
I didn't specify.
So my number two would be Clear Cut 1991. Fucking phenomenal movie. I fucking love that movie. I still think about it because the fucking don't remember his name. The Native American,
The main indigenous, or the guy we're following.
Yes, he's so fucking good.
He's so good.
It's a shame we don't see him in more serious roles. Like from then on, from this 91 to now, he's more in like comedy roles. Like I think he was the main Native American guy in what is that show with Amy Poehler?
Oh, Parks and Rec?
Parks and Rec. I think he was in Parks and Rec. I could be wrong.
He was in Antlers.
Antlers. He was really good in Antlers.
He wasn't really good in Antlers. Yeah, Clear Cut. So spoiler, this is on my top 10 as well. I did not know about this movie until Colt was like, "Hey, can we watch Clear Cut?" I was like, "Yeah." What is that? And then I read the thing, the synopsis. It's about an indigenous man who are they're having their woods being cut down by a lumber company. So a lawyer who's trying to help these indigenous people, he ends up being caught in a plan where the indigenous man kidnaps the head of this lumber company, and he basically tortures him in the way that they cut down and strip trees, and it's brutal. It's really
real
good
though. Like,
It's been on my list for a minute.
highly recommend. I found out about it because the last podcast on the left, they were talking about it at some point. So I said, hell yeah, I want to check that out. And I'm glad we did.
I'm glad we did. It was good.
Next up is the list is a movie that we got to see in theaters, even though it came out years ago. It's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Came out in 2004. Fucking really good movie.
Really
I
good.
love that movie.
We had an awesome time. It was so good.
It was so fucking good. Oh my goodness. The only thing that was caught me off guard was the woman in the movie said, "Stop following me, F word." And I was like, oh.
Randomly
damn.
pulls out the F word. Like, what?
2004 was a different time, huh?
Yeah,
I guess so. Really good. Jim Carrey's awesome.
very good. Next up is Alien Covenant. This is probably a hot take. I know we've already reviewed it.
No,
kinda.
I know. It's a hot take.
This is the best Alien movie. I fucking love Alien Covenant.
It's so good. Like every day, I still think about it. That's not a bit. I still think about it. Like this scene.
Yeah.
That yeah.
Wenzel holding his arms out in a kind of crucifix.
Kind of like a Messiah figure.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so fucking good. It got too much hate. I will say
it's
that.
so stupid.
I mean, I haven't seen Covenant yet, but I do. I remember seeing Prometheus and like, why are people so goddamn mad about this movie?
Because it ruled.
It's not a bad movie, but like I do appreciate y'all being the devil's advocate for the Alien prequels.
Yeah, we are.
Alien's my favorite monster movie series, so this is so good.
I enjoyed it, but then after Prometheus and now this, it's up there now. I'm more back on the hype.
I need Ridley Scott to do more Alien stuff. I know he's a little hurt with this and Prometheus not performing as well, but I'm here, baby girl. Please come back.
I still believe in you.
Yeah.
Up next, I got T2 Trainspotting, the sequel to Trainspotting, and holy fuck, it is more crazy British shit. And we do barely get to see, oh my god, what's his name?
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor's wee wee again, because we saw his wee wee in the first one, and then we saw it again when he's running in a field naked.
Hey, just letting you know, after 20 years, still got a hog.
Still got a hog and it's swanging. Very good movie. I loved it. I think I loved it more than the first one, and I loved the first one.
Yeah,
This
agree.
was part of y'all's like movie marathon episode.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, we watched both of them, not at the same time, but we watched.
That would be an impressive feat.
Yeah. They're both. I mean, yeah, they're good. Trainspotting 2 is better.
Yeah. Fantastic movies. Next up, I have The Truman Show, 1998. We talked about it already, but I fucking love Truman Show. Jim Carrey, he had a big part of my year, apparently, with Sonic the Hedgehog 2, fucking Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and now The Truman Show.
Yeah.
I loved all three of those movies this year. That's strange.
Because we talked about the Truman Show for the best movies of the 90s.
Yes, yes. Up next is How to Train Your Dragon 2 from 2014. I fucking love that movie. I watched the first one whenever I was in bed, and I really fucking loved it. And I watched the second one almost like a week later. Fucking loved it, too. I haven't watched the third one yet. I plan on watching it sometime soon-ish. Really good movie. I highly recommend it.
I remember watching the first and the second one in theaters. So good. I haven't seen the third one.
I still haven't seen the second one, but I remember listening to the soundtrack a lot back when I was still in college, and like I love the soundtrack. If you go check it out on Spotify, it's a really good.
I
drew the dragons all the time. They're so cool.
It's really good. A toothless beast mode. That's all I say. Up next for me is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, 2014. Matt Reeves coming back. I'm sorry, that was a nice scream. I didn't mean to scream. It just happens. I'm so sorry.
Because you're a fucking...
I'm an ape, okay?
Because you're a fucking monkey.
Get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape.
No!
Beautiful. Fucking awesome movie. A monkey wielding an LMG. 2 LMGs shooting horseback riding. Are you telling me this movie's bad? Kill yourself. This is good. I fucking love Dawn of the Planet of the Apes 2. Next up on the list is...
we need a sound bite of that.
That's being clipped.
Is Saving Private Ryan, 1998. I haven't seen it in a few years, so watching it now, this movie's good. This movie's violent.
It's so good. It's been...
I hurt myself laughing so hard.
Oh, my God.
We talked about it in the 90s movie thing. I fucking loved it. It's really good.
Yeah, really good.
Next up, final movie for me is the Transformers the movie, 1986.
Yep, I brainwashed Colt.
I mean, I love the Transformers beforehand.
No, you already did, yeah.
But I only knew about the Michael Bay stuff, really. Fucking really good, and it tricked me into buying more Transformer toys. So
Yeah, I just love giving your money to Hasbro.
Yeah,
what
I
if I
can't
told
help
you
it.
I am in bed with big Hasbro?
why don't you give me some fucking money? Okay.
Okay.
But that's my top 10. I love those movies. There's many more that I watch that I love, but we can only have 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna go from the bottom up. I honestly only have 9. I couldn't think of a 10th one, but these are still some really solid movies that I watched first time this year that weren't from 2022. Number 9 is Brain Damage. It is it's from 1988. It's just a little like horror movie about a guy who has an alien parasite that he has like this toxic relationship with. Like basically, it's like this. It's a not subtle metaphor for drugs, but like for whatever reason, this just really endeared itself to me. I just really loved how articulate the little alien puppet was, despite I fucking hate how the puppet looks.
I've seen it. It looks so ugly.
I mean, I hate its tiny little face.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just really stuck out to me. I really enjoyed myself. I just love the fun practical effects from the 80s, and I think this is like a different hallmark. And it has a really surprising cameo in it. I mean, if you know about certain 80s horror movies, it's like, oh, is that who that is?
Yeah.
Interesting. Number 8 is The Crow from 1990. Watched it for the first time, and it's like, this movie's fucking cool. Like, I know I'm not stupid. It is very 90s. It is very like, haha, the crow. There's always a crow at a Halloween party. But honestly, it has such a really interesting set design and aesthetic, and just like how it looks, how it makes it. It's like, this looks like it would be in a comic book, but it's like really accurately transposed to a visual medium. It's like, I really enjoyed it, and Brandon Lee did a great job. R.I.P. It's a great time. I'm now crow-pilled. I'm now going to wear a tight black shirt and run around the rooftops.
Ooh,
Okay, cool.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Oh, God. He's already wearing it underneath like Batman.
I still remember the South Park bit where Satan's throwing his birthday party, and he's like, nobody dress up as the Crow. It's overdone. It's overrated. Don't come to my party as the Crow, or you're going to get kicked out. And but then later it cuts to his costume. He's dressed up as the Crow. He just didn't want anybody else to dress up as the Crow.
That's
a good bit. Number 7 is Near Dark from 1987. Basically, kind of it and the Lost Boys kind of reinvigorating vampires into the mainstream consciousness after a long time. And I really love it. Like, it's got some really that fucking bar scene is so goddamn cool, and they just go the fuck off in it. Love all the grody, grimy 80s characters, like, and also like there's a moment in the finale. Don't want to spoil it, but like there's a moment where it goes from, oh, this is kind of heartrending, to just fucking absurd. Like, it made me laugh because like it's unintentionally funny. It's like, oh, and then that's okay. Sorry, I can't help but laugh at that. But I had a good time with it. It's a big goth classic. We plan to get to that on Cinema Grimoire in the future, but it's a good time. 1995 is from this next. It's technically part of a bigger movie, but it's the Magnetic Rose segment, and it is just some of the most incredible animation I've ever seen. Like, and plus, like, it's this type of sci-fi horror that I just it's very reminiscent if you've seen like Aliens, like the very like world-worn like type of like sci-fi where everything seems like there's this futuristic, you're in space, but all the ships feel like really kind of worn down and like well used, and like just like the lived-in nature of the world.
Yeah,
because it's it's from like the 90s, so it's evocative of this certain style, and like it's just how it goes from like sci-fi to horror to haunted house, and just like it just does so much in such a short amount of time, and it's just absolutely incredible. I don't think there's a piece of science fiction, horror, or science fiction that looks quite like this. It evokes the same feelings. If you haven't seen it, please seek it out.
Please
it's
do.
Incredible.
It's
I know
so
Colt
good.
watched it too.
I fucking love it, but I watched it last year, so I can't talk about it. I mean, I can. I love it. It's really
but you
good.
can definitely vouch about how good it is.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Another one from 1995, and that's Desperado. It is a Robert Rodriguez film starring Antonio Banderas, and it's fucking heat, man. It's a good time. Basically, Antonio Banderas plays the titular desperado. He has a guitar case full of guns and weapons, and he goes to fuck shit up. And it has some great. It feels a lot like what you know in Robert Rodriguez movie to be, just like bombastic gunplay, explosions, and just like all the fun that comes with that. And Salma Hayek, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Amen.
And it's a great time. I just want like a Devil May Cry game with the Desperado characters in it. I mean, it's 30 years too late.
Yeah.
But God, give me this. It would be so much fun. It's perfect. Also, the motherfucker whose guitar case is a rocket launcher. You're cool as shit.
That sounds really fucking sick. All these movies you're saying that I haven't seen, I'm interested in watching.
I mean, I know a lot of these are on Shudder, Netflix, and all this and that. They're all worth your time. The next one is definitely an oldie, 1972's Horror Express. I talked about a little bit this on an earlier episode this year, but it's essentially The Thing on a train.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's done by the Hammer Horror people. It has the late Christopher Lee as the main character in it. Basil Hawthorne, he's in it as well. And it's like a whodunit on a train, but the bad guy is an alien that shapeshifts. And I was really surprisingly enamored by it. Like, I just had a fondness for this old style of like filmmaking, especially with like science fiction and everything. It's like, if that's something that you really gravitate toward, have an affection for, I think you'll enjoy themselves, because it's a great time. Also, Christopher Lee just fucking up someone's office, just stone face, is funny as hell.
Hell yeah.
I'm imagining it. Yeah, I've been, ever since you talked about it, I've been wanting to watch it. It sounds cool.
It's as far as last I checked, it's on Shudder if you have access to that.
Yeah.
After watching The Wicker Man, I just want to watch old Christopher Lee stuff. He's good.
And he's and plus, like, he's just like the super tall, super imposing guy. Even when he's playing a villain or a hero, like, you're just like, oh yes sir, I'll listen. Next one is Fury from 2014. The Brad Pitt ensemble World War II movie.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say I'm like necessarily like a fan or not a fan of like war movies, but like, I really liked this movie. Like, I was really surprised how much I liked it.
I've been meaning to rewatch it because I don't remember shit about it, and when I watched it, I borrowed it from Wenzel, and I just can't remember anything.
I love it. I've seen it twice now. It's freaking good. Yeah.
It has Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf,
John Bernthal, Michael Pena,
and I forget the young guy's name.
the young guy. Oh no,
I reckon he's been in stuff.
He's
lately.
been in so much stuff. I couldn't tell you his name.
But yeah, it's a great ensemble, and the whole war movie fun, but like it's a very entertaining movie.
Well, yeah, because you have that crazy tank
The
battle
tank
scene.
battle, like,
yeah, which it's such a good movie, but my dad always talks about the inaccuracies of it. I'm just like, oh my god,
He's a nerd.
Historical, and I know there's like military light buffs. It's just like, well, you wouldn't see like the colors of the and it's like, it's not for accurate. It's for, you can tell who the fuck is fighting.
Well, yeah,
from a visual standpoint.
Well, the biggest reason is, like, I know, because like there's so much stuff of like, okay, if they're like the tank battle where they're fighting a tiger, like, that would have never actually happened, because like, okay, the tiger would have never moved. It would never have to. And also the way with the tanks were moving in formation, that's a dumb move, because then that leaves you completely open for a tiger, which destroys every other tank. And like that stuff like that. But I'm like, oh my god, dude, fucking cares? It's cool.
Yeah,
It looks so cool.
I mean, it's a great time, and just like all these, like, also from a gay point of view, just like a lot of just hot, sweaty dudes in a place.
No, yeah. There's a lot in there. Sorry, I don't mean to bring up the inaccuracy thing. It's just that I hear it so much, I just have to fucking.
It's like, I had to get this out of my head.
I have to get it out of my head so that all the other everybody else can fucking feel it. Oh my god.
I mean, I'm sure there's a very special type of like nitpicking that like military history nerds are
yeah,
prone
there
to.
is. Oh.
That no one else on Earth would understand, or honestly care about. No offense, but it is what
Yeah,
it
is
is.
your dad listening?
Sorry,
so
Mr.
mad.
Wilkie.
I mean, yeah.
Sorry, Wenzel Sr.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah. No, Wenzel's my name. His name is fucking Hal.
Wow, 5,000?
Yeah. No, 9,000, idiot.
Oh my god, I don't know. I haven't seen that movie.
Okay.
Anyhow, next one, In the Mood for Love. Fuck me, that's a good movie. Beautiful to watch. Everything about it is just like immaculate. And like never will you want two people to commit an adultery more in your life. It is so good. We talked about it way at the beginning of the year. It's just incredible. Like, please do yourself a favor, go seek this movie out, and like everything else in that man's itinerary. Like, he has just an amazing visual like trajectory across his film. It's just it's one of the best movies around. I mean, it's just an incredible movie. And one movie that we at Art House really got a bond over was Night of the Hunter from 1955, which is just like a movie I'd heard a lot about. You know, a movie that's well worn on Turner Classic Movies, but it's just a disarmingly great movie. Like, just like all the visual scenes from this movie are so iconic, you don't even realize how many times it's influenced people across like movie history. Like, it's just such a visually arresting film. And the main antagonist, like, he's like disarmingly like frightening, and it's just such an incredible movie. It sucks that like this movie was panned in its day. It was panned so hard that the director never made anything again.
Which
because the movie it's literally considered one of the best movies ever made now.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to get it on Criterion. It's so fucking good.
I need to see it now. Apparently, this is the first time I'm hearing of it.
Yeah, because it's on my top 10 as well.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking loved it. You know, it's on Criterion Channel. That's where I watched it, and oh my god, it's so fucking good. I mean, you're talking about like iconic stuff there. I mean, the one where he has all of his fingers out on the table,
Love and Hate,
darkness covering his face, but you can see his eyes.
Yeah,
it's so good. I've seen this really cool fan art of that. I'm just like, goddamn, that really solidifies like it.
When he's staying outside the house at night with the porch light, that's The Exorcist uses that. The iconic scene from The Exorcist.
Whenever he's like singing. Also, too, the fact that he's he's like this evil just force, just constantly moving, constantly following these children. I mean, that reminds me of No Country for Old Men. And
how he's in like, even as just like malicious and just like unstoppable as he is, like he barely raises his voice. He's so charming and engaging that people don't realize that there's a wolf in their midst until it's too late.
Yeah,
and it's to me, it's just an incredible movie, and you'll be very well served to watch. And plus, it's just like a classic movie that absolutely deserves its praises.
Yeah, it's up there in the echelon of horror films because it's scary, and also his singing too. It's
like how he's just he's far off. You just hear leading on the everlasting arms, and it's just like that's like his, like we talked, with Puss in Boots, like the musical cue that
his death whistle, which I also forgot to talk about that too. The death whistle in Puss in Boots is just like there's that Mesoamerican, I can't remember. It was like it's like a death whistle. Yeah. They blow it. Yeah,
it screams. It sounds like a real person screaming.
Yep. Yeah, great.
So that's my list, and I think any one of those, I think y'all would have a great time watching.
Yeah, I need to watch every single one that I haven't seen on your list.
I recommend The Night of the Hunter. All of these I want to see. Yeah.
And the episode we talked about Night of the Hunter is one of our best from the year. Last year.
Yeah.
So
go check that out.
If you want to hear about it more, go check out Night of the Banter.
All right, my turn now. This is my top 10, so I'm going to start from the bottom as well. First up, we have The Truman Show from 1998. Loved it. Great. First time watching it. So it was fantastic. Love Jim Carrey in it. Next up is Clear Cut. Already talked about it. Fucking fantastic. Go watch it. Which, now that I think about it too, Clear Cut's a 90s film. If we could, I would have
nominated it.
If y'all had watched it before,
I would have so have nominated it. It is like a gem from that time. But yeah, next up is Beau Travail from 1999. Yeah, it's so fucking good.
Wenzel knows.
Yeah, I've seen all these French shirtless men just skin on skin contact out in the middle of nowhere.
He knows.
It has a lot to say.
But obviously, it's not going to be to everyone's taste, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, because I fucking hate it.
It sounds like some real bigotry coming from that side of the
I just
table.
don't like it. I just don't like it.
Wow, idiot. Anyway, next up is Night of the Hunter. We just talked about that. Go watch it if you can. It's fucking great. Another 90s film, Boogie Nights, 1997.
Fucking banger.
So good. Man. Just Dirk Diggler. Was that
I think that sounds right.
that sounds about right. No, that just the whole movie was just fantastic. So long but so worth it. Like, oh man. I mean, especially with like the porn industry, you know.
Yeah. It's Mark Wahlberg's best role he's ever gonna have.
Best Mark Wahlberg role ever.
He hates that role, but it's funny because every other role he has is never going to be as good as this.
Man, it's so good. Paul Wes Anderson, good knockout films.
Yes.
Except for Licorice Pizza.
Yeah.
Except for Licorice Pizza.
Hot take for the AYCH.
So fucking bad. Yeah, go check it out. Next up is Last and First Men. This came out in 2020. I saw this at the very beginning of the year. Now, this one's going to probably be a tough one because, well, I mean, I would say, you know, for anybody, if they want to watch it, I don't know if you can now because it was available on Metrograph. That was the only place you could watch it. I don't know if it's still there. It's based off a science fiction novel where it takes place like thousands of millions of years in the future. Humanity has evolved to where they're not even recognizable, but there's a problem. They're about to it's the end of the world, basically. I think the sun or our star is about to explode, or no. Something's happening, and so basically what they're doing is they're let me see. Hold on. Real quick. Yeah, so I'll use a synopsis. So at the end approaches the end, the last humans living millions of years in the future send a message to the humanity of the present that is both a plea for help and a warning. And in it, they kind of talk about their evolution and decline. And now this was directed by Johan Johansson. I hope that's saying his name right. He died. So this is it, but it's Tilda Swinton kind of talking over this communist era architecture, brutalist stuff that looks alien, and it's just nothing but these like very slow moving shots, black and white of these structures, while Tilda Swinton is reading off these descriptions, these lines, and that's it. And it was beautiful. It was profound. It was really fucking good. I thought it was great. I don't think it's for everybody, just because it's just a bunch of shots of architecture and sculptures and stuff. I say sculpture, architecture. Yeah. Next up is Angel's Egg, 1985, directed by Mamoru Oshii. Beautiful animated film. The only place I could watch it was YouTube, but I still could tell it was gorgeous and really just...
It's very surreal and dreamlike.
Yeah.
Because I watched this earlier this year, too.
Just incredible art. What?
Or last year, excuse me.
Oh, yeah. There's barely any dialogue, and you kind of have to make the story up for yourself for what's going on, and it needs to be saved. Something needs to be done so that it can be preserved more clearly, and needs to be archived to protect it. That's really all I can say. If you do find the full-length movie on YouTube to watch it, it's really good.
I think there's some official YouTube channels. I remember watching Bad Dad at Rose on like an official YouTube space. So like there's places you can seek this out.
Yeah. So Really good. Next up is La Llorona. Watch that for our episode.
Clarify which one.
The good one.
Okay.
It's La Llorona from 2019. It's the good one, not The Curse of La Llorona. This is completely different. It's we watched this for our Halloween episode where we watched a bunch of foreign horror movies. This was Guatemalan. It follows a general and how he's accused of the genocide of the Mayan people, and basically that him and his family being stuck in a house and La Llorona haunting them. It's really good in my opinion. I thought it was amazing. I'm really sad that it kind of got overshadowed by The Curse of La Llorona. So yeah, if I have it on Criterion, but if you can, another film I recommend. Go check it out. Next up is Climax, which was also for our foreign horror films.
Because La Llorona is volume 2 and the Climax was volume 1.
Volume 1, yeah.
Series.
Yep, Climax was a French film directed by Gaspar Noé.
Gaspar Noé, I think.
Noé, sorry. It's just seemingly one shot of just chaos, dance, and drugs.
That stupid little boy. I'm so high on drugs right now, I'm going to lock you in this electricity closet. They're high on drugs, I understand. But it was very funny.
It was so fucking stupid.
And just like, what happens when like one party goes wrong?
Yeah, but it was one of my favorite films out of that.
It was a
really
good time.
good
Like I remember, it was a fun watch for all of us.
Yeah, it was a good recommendation from JoJo.
Rare.
Damn.
Just joking.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that was really good. And fine. Where are we at? Are we at 50-something minutes?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. So my last film, Wolf House, La Casa Lobo from 2018. It's an experimental stop motion where it takes place entirely in one house where literally the entire house is painted over, paper mache, and just constantly changing. It's stop motion. It's so fucking cool. I like to look at the process of how this is made. It follows a young girl who goes into a house where she's being hunted by a wolf. It's about the Chilean history and Pinochet, the general. Here, let me see. The dictatorship that they faced and the horrible things that happened. So it's only 75 minutes. It is kind of disorienting at first. I got used to it, but others might not. So, but it was great. Go check it out. It's fantastic.
Probably one of the biggest crops of movies that we've discussed over the course of the award. But like literally all of these movies, every single one of them are like well worth their accolades and well worth your time to seek out. I mean, I'm always like, hey, we'll make a list and show it to y'all just to keep up with all the different movies that we discussed today. But like, this is not only just like been like a great like season for just a lot of movies that we watched ourselves and curated for ourselves, but just a bumper crop of movies all together.
Mm-hmm.
So, any one of these, please check them out. They give the full AYCH recommendation.
Before we like get through the end of this, I want to say 2 movies that I was severely disappointed with this year.
Oh, okay.
We're all positive. Why not throw in some negative? Why
Some
not
stinkies?
throw in some hate? Personally, I'm just gonna go ahead and with this one I hate the least of the 2 would be Crimes of the Future.
Oh yeah,
I
me
did
too.
not care for that
Me
one.
too, motherfucker. That
movie was so fucking disappointed. And Pat, have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. I plan to
Still
get to
haven't
it.
seen it.
To make my own opinion, because I know
Whenever-
that movie's kind of hot and cold for people.
Whenever you get a chance.
Did we tell you about The Boy?
Yeah, y'all told me about, like, there's a weird moment at the end.
Yeah.
We don't need to see the child's penis. I'll say that.
Wow,
I think I'm brave saying that.
No, you're right. That was so fucking weird. Like, why?
We don't even see Viggo's penis. Why are you showing me this little boy's penis? I don't want to see this. You're so weird.
I don't.
Stop it.
I don't.
But
No one tell Alejandro Jodorowsky that
I
40 years
enjoyed
ago.
the flesh chairs. That's it.
I will say there's Crimes of the Future. There is so much interesting stuff in that movie, but my God, what that and the fact that you can't understand a fucking thing anybody's saying.
We watched it in theaters. There was no subs.
There was no subs, and we were in a theater, so you would think it should be loud enough. You're
No.
fucking wrong. Everybody was whispering. Everybody.
If I saw this in theaters, like however the movie would have been, or how would I thought it, I would have been fucked because I couldn't hear that. So like, to me, the optimal version would be to watch it home with subs.
Subs, absolutely.
Because everyone's just like, or just.
But they should put fucking subs in movies anyway.
I mean, no, true, but
Yeah, but
until we get there,
I agree with Colt. Crimes of the Future is literally my second place because number one
is hold on. I want to say
no, go ahead.
with Crimes of the Future, it got good right as it was ending. The
Right as it was
finale
ending.
is like I'm like, oh yeah, shit, this is interesting. It's over. It's over. And like they could have had some more, so I was like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. The hour and 40 something minutes of this hour and 50-minute movie was dog shit, but this last little bit was really cool and interesting. But then it sizzled.
It's so.
Fuck you. I'm sorry, David Cronenberg. You got good movies, but this was not.
This was a stinker.
Yeah.
Sorry.
stinky.
But you ready to move on to the first number one for you and me? At least I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I wonder what it could be.
Thor: Love and Thunder. This is an insult to humanity. This movie was so fucking bad. It was like, oh my god. I read the Jason Aaron's run of Thor, specifically the God Butcher part, before I watched this, and it was spit all over it. It was fucking disgusting. It spit on Mighty Thor, Jane as Thor, because she's made into a boring, terrible character that's killed off in one movie. Fuck you, Taika Waititi. I love you in a lot of other places, but here you fucking drug this beautiful, awesome story through the dirt, and I'm really hurt by that because this movie was not good. The worst Marvel movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I've seen almost every single one.
But if you want us to talk about it for
At length.
you can go check out our Thor: Love and Thunder review.
But they go in detail for a full hour about how much they disliked it. It's not to me. It's not the worst movie of 2022 I saw. It's not. It's toward the bottom, to be sure, because I wasn't well pleased with it either. But for my least favorite movie of the year is Tyler Perry's Medea Homecoming. Because fuck me, we talked like about that JoJo and I on a previous episode. I think Diary of a Lad Red Ultraman, the second most played episode of 2022, because good God, Tyler Perry is a threat to the black community. I'm just gonna say it because like so much of that movie is just like, what the fuck is happening? And just like, who let this man get away with this? And it's just like,
No, I'm remembering JoJo explain it to us. Fuck.
It sounds some crazy shit.
It's some wild shit.
Fuck it, we're already 3 hours in. Why not a little longer? I won't go too deep into it, but just like the hit clips of this fucking movie. Medea's in possibly Tangled family tree. A young man and his friend come home for his college graduation, and it's like the whole movie's leading to like, this is his man, this is his guy and his gay lover, and he's trying to come out to his family. The however fucking he is related to Medea, he is gay. But then like twist, his best friend's not actually gay, and he's not actually with him. He's at his best friend's actually fucking his mom, and And like the whole gay subplot is completely thrown under the rug. It's like, oh yeah, baby, you're gay, we love you. No. Then the rest of the movie is just them trying to, like, love is love, but it's okay for like this weird, like, it feels almost like adultery. Like the dude's best friend is banging his mom, and everybody just like, well, why are y'all upset about this? And it's just weirdly duplicitous thing that's happening.
Wow, that sucks.
And it's like, why are you? It just feels like it's so. Like I said, duplicitous, and like why, like it's not. It's like, I don't care, they're grown adults. I don't care what the fuck you do, but it's just like, it just seems like how it happened was really mean spirited, and like it feels like they're praising this like adultery, and then the fucking transition was like the basketball, and there's like this weird extended sequence in a fucking Red Lobster. Like Red Lobster fucking footed this goddamn movie's bill.
God, about the Red Lobster.
And then the fucking bit that fucking gooped me and just like, because there was a extended flashback sequence of like Medea in like the 50s. And it's like, she's talking about like, it reminds me of this one time when I was a young woman. And like, she's like, because my good friend, she was talking, getting up with my man and all this and shit. And then she's like, hey, where's this girl? Where is she? I got words to say with her. And then she goes to the NAACP, destroys the place. Just like goes to Selma, Alabama, destroys this building that's for the advancements of black people. Tears down. She's a goddamn kaiju. And then she's like, where's Rose? Where's Rosa Parks? And then she like climbs onto a bus and like fucking pulls out a modern day Glock. And it's like, where the fuck is Rosa Parks? Because Rosa Parks was like cheating with her man, and it's like, what the fuck am I looking at?
What the fuck? I want to see it just because it sounds insane.
It is fucking stupid. Insane.
I've been, oh my god, I have been trying so hard to watch My Terrible Movies from the Letterboxd game.
God, you need to get on that shit.
Can you let me speak, motherfucker? What the first movie is Sextuplets. I know it's not Tyler Perry, but like,
it's not good.
It's not good.
It's one of the Wayans brothers, but he's playing 6 different people.
Yeah.
And like, I'm so scared because I know it's gonna be just stupid as shit. I'm just like, man, come on, why, come on.
God, we literally had to take a break after the Rose apartment. It's like, we gotta get a drink, we gotta get some air. We're just screaming for 10 minutes when this part.
I just imagine everybody just outside having a cigarette.
Basically,
like,
it's like, we gotta take a shot. Just like throw back like rum and vodka. Just like, this is fucking intense.
Why'd you give it 5 stars then?
You know what? Look back around.
Oh God.
No, it half star, bottom of my pile, worst movie I've seen this year. I don't care what anybody says about any of the movie. You can't fucking top that. that I would say that's like a very memorable moment for us, Eli, Ken, and Joseph, watching movies together, just bonded in trauma.
oh my god, hell yeah.
Fuck me. Hey, good and bad. We saw a lot of movies this year, and let us know what your favorites are, what your least favorites are. We'll take the good with the bad, just like we did all year long. Any final closing thoughts before we head out in the sunset today?
Movies are good.
Movies are good.
Hot take: movies are good,
but not when they're bad.
Yeah, not when they're bad.
True words are spoken.
Delete Love and Thunder from your database, Marvel, and just redo the God Butcher, please.
Oh, please.
Just
I would actually like an animated.
Yeah, I think an animated one would be pretty
animated
cool.
would be
How the fuck are you going to put a comically accurate gore and World by Night, but not in the fucking movie that's about gore?
That's so weird.
Get the people that worked with Puss in Boots and Spider-Verse to make the fucking God Butcher series.
I will give you all the money in my wallet.
Sure. I will absolutely give my money for that.
Please.
We need more animated stuff, honestly.
Yeah, we really do.
Chop, chop.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Thank you all so much for listening today. We know it's a chunky boy, but you come to expect that from the AYCH Awards. Tune in next week when we talk about the second half of our award special, and that's Lad's Choice. It's basically just everything else from 2022 that we enjoyed.
Yep.
And so we be sure to look forward to that. Be sure to follow us wherever podcasts are found: SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We're on all those places. 5 stars. Like, review, subscribe. It helps us out, puts us in front of new listeners. We always appreciate you when you do it. And follow us on our socials. We're on Twitter. We're on our Instagram. We're on Letterboxd. All you hear, we're right there. Check us out. Follow us. It'll really help us out. And last week, you can follow me, Patrick, on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at John lost his name.
My name Colt. Follow me on Twitter at ColtD00. You can do a cool thing. Go on YouTube. Look up Real Life Flying Babby Caught on Film. It's really cool.
Okay.
BABBY. Real Life Babby Caught on Film.
Babby?
Real Life Flying Babby. Real Life Flying Babby.
Okay. Thank you for listening. I'm Wenzel. You can follow me on Twitter at Wenzel. You can follow my Instagram at WorldOfWenzel. You can follow my Bookstagram, Wenzel Banters. Go to my store, worldofwenzel.bigcartel.com, where I sell prints and stickers. Thank you. I have a link tree in my bio for everything, for all those social medias and stuff, and links for Letterboxd, Goodreads, all that. So go check that out. Go check out Backlog Boys. And I'll see you Volume 2, part 2 for the Banter Awards. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.